working towards more and more. And if you have a sharp player, you can chuck him on the chamber. He can definitely take over the game for you.
Absolutely. It's exciting times here in the world of Valorant. Lots of changes, lots of big things happening. But of course, SEA, well, you know, I'm just going to say it. Asia, right now, the best region, Pacific, looking strong. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you all for joining us. Tech pause is over. Pilski, I want to let you get your big, beautiful brain right into this bad boy.
Yeah, it's very, very smooth. And Z11, we're hoping that's exactly how this round will go for them. Dart is being prepped. Take a little B main control. You do have that info denial smoke thrown out by the attackers as they creep into middle here.
Already walking out, getting that early action. Z Rip does manage to find one back on this raise. It's looking okay for now. Alert also able to pick up another here. A little awkward though. HYK making his way in, but Dart's still alive. And HYK now has to clutch it out. Gets the dash in, but So Cool Soda, so cool name apparently, is loving it. And that's going to be a nice little opening there from NKT. Not too bad.
Yeah, you can see what Z11 was going for, though. The info denial smoke with the dart, trying to deny any kind of info over towards V main, keep the rotations honest, try to walk up in with the Viper Wall, and you'll be seeing this a lot, guys. If you haven't watched much Corrode, this is exactly how the defense will play. It's quite similar to Sunset, actually. Whenever there's any pressure in middle, the defense will rotate accordingly and go in for a little bit of a mid-push or a re-clear on middle with like a paranoia, a little bit of util behind it, and just try to crunch. Exactly what NKT executes beautifully in the pistol. Alert on the line towards B main. Doesn't get caught by the grav net. Going to try to stick around and try to farm up a 2 of the force in.
Alert's going to be in for a bit of a rude awakening here. Does go deep, but the Outlaw doesn't quite connect there. So One Love is going to have a little bit of a look over here. Does manage to drop one, Z-Rip another, but HYK does get the shot. Not too bad so far. They managed to do a fair bit of damage. There you go. Fontes actually does manage to find him too. That's going to be the judge collected. The pressure does start to amount onto this defensive side now, Pilski.
Yeah, the dirty double dink with the classic. Now the plant towards B main here. One way gets thrown out. And So Cool Soda going to clean up on the site. Inside of the orb, Fontus has got a stinger, and that could be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. Already peeking out on top. Finds Darth, 6 points of HP, but now he starts to creep around. So Cool Soda has to connect, and he will. Lucky Duck there with the Ghost, able to find it. And yeah, got to be happy with that. The Outlaw recovered. Hell of a lot of damage being done for not a lot, but you know, free weapon classic, am I right?
Oh, absolutely. The double dink was disgusting. But look, I think Z11, they got the plant. They took 4 guns away or 3 guns away because I think he did have So Cool Soda just coming into that with the Ghost. So look, honestly, Z11 will be quite happy with that going into their first gun round here. They found a nice timing, did harass the chamber quite well with, I believe, the shock dart as well as a little bit of a grab net pressure. So using what little utility they had there on that save round quite well to just pressure the chamber back, and obviously not hitting the vice side of the map just allows you kind of free real estate to just charge on in there because you're not really scared of a trip at the end of the day. Op purchase in towards this bonus round here. NKT, it is a big investment to try to get Alert to do some damage here, maybe try to win a bit of a bonus. Rotation back away from the op here from So Cool Soda. I do actually like this as an approach to try to win the bonus here. Op on one side, big stack on the other side of the map, and just leave mid open because, let's be honest, you just don't really have the weaponry to be contesting it anyway.
Absolutely. You know, So Cool Soda investing all the way down. He set up his utility over there to try and support it. So Alert with a big task. I don't actually know if they've seen the tip of the gun barrel there. A lot of action is about to come out as HYK comes on in the dart to destroy the utility, and now Alert's given up his hand. He's going to have to fall away. Do they contest this as the shear goes down?
Yeah, Vice utility buying a lot of time for the attackers to try to get into this post plant. Full retake from NKT, just grouping up around the chamber for now. See how much damage they can get done on the flood back in for the retake.
Spike planted.
There you go. Arcro's already through as well, so they are ready to try and go for this. The undercut, there we go. Having a look. A little bit of damage there from Killsy, and we'll find the first. Now the dark cover goes down. Harddora already finding another. It's all sort of falling apart here for NKT. A little bit nervous. Alert not looking to get aggressive either with that operator. And now, unfortunately, he's going to have to moonwalk out of there and, yeah, try to pull the overinvestment away into the next round.
Yeah, but I like the approach from NKT, to be honest. Like, it didn't work out. They left mid open, and Z11 did actually kind of waltz in behind their Viper wall and complete a pretty successful A split there. Not like Alert didn't have his opportunities. Definitely could have picked Harddora and made that a 5-on-4 retake if he doesn't whiff that opening op shot. So, look, not like NKT didn't have their chances. They vested the Vice util over towards that A side of the map as well. I actually really like that attempt to the bonus. I think too many teams play these bonus rounds way too standard here, and that honestly kind of reminds me of how you used to see the bonuses kind of run, or maybe even like a half buy around an AWP in CS or something like that, you know, just really trying to lean heavily on the op on one side and then stack on the other side, and can potentially give yourself multiple win conditions. And when it doesn't work out and you save the op, totally fine. You just go into the next gun round like nothing happened.
Absolutely. So now they have a level of confidence here now with everything behind them. Just the one Guardian for So Cool Soda. So what's this early utility going to be looking like as well? We've got a bit of forward positioning towards mid.
KO Knife does find the Neon here, Mitch.
Very close. Z-Rip's not too far away. He hasn't spotted anything, though. HYK's actually managed to get into this position, but Daft does take him down. So that's some good control being found by NKT already, but now they're going to pick up the position over towards A, but they will have to make their way through that GSL.
Zeus finds a decent timing to do so, but beautiful arc rose. It's only a 2 for 2, so a man disadvantage here for Z11 for the time being. Got to pick up the spike and get a bit of a wriggle on back into the site. Considering to throw down the barrier mesh there to try to slow down that rotation in through mid link.
Oh.
One enemy remaining.
As well, Z-Rip getting the opening onto Hardora. Killsy now with all the pressure on to try and close it from the yard.
Sound sensor up.
Let's get the sonic sensor down. He just has to try and split the noise and buy the time.
Gonna tap it. Does have the barrier mesh over on towards spawn side. Man advantage here, but Annihilation is active for Killsy.
Oh, has to try and isolate the 1v1s. Gets the information as well. Poom One Love gives up his hand, but now where's his rotation coming through from Alert? He's made some sound. Pushing now, pressure on. The Annihilation goes out, but a little bit too late. It does miss. It doesn't connect, but that's good. That's NKT getting straight back on the board. They save the op and they convert around the kill.
Yeah, I love the approach from them. Honestly, that 0 point wins them the round. If that Annihilation is allowed to go out a little bit earlier there in the clutch from Killsy, I could definitely see that one coming together. And to be honest, they did a pretty good job fighting their way back into this one. Just trading down 1 for 1 until we ended up in a 1-on-2, and a deadlock with Annihilation could definitely get that one done. Bit of an overextension there from Z-Rip. Potentially turning that into a winnable 1-on-2 from Killsy, but doesn't end up eventuating. So now we go into round number 5 here. Neon all active for HYK, and Z11 will get ready to kick off this next gun round and try to break the money here. It's going to be a bit of a swing round for both teams.
B this time, and look at the pressure straight into B-Link already. The Neon of HYK pops the overdrive. Z-Rip gets the one, but now HYK opening up as well. So man advantage going the way quickly, very quickly to Z11. Also looking to put the additional pressure into towards the elbow side, but now with the paranoia coming out, they're moving very quickly here. Pilski does get 1 and 2. So Cool Soda making it work. Now they do pop the ultimate here from the Vice, and it isn't going to be necessary fully. They do manage to go. The Steel Garden not needed. And that's going to be the defuse as well coming through. So 4 relatively clean rounds here for NKT.
Yeah. Seem to be getting the best of a lot of these retakes here. Z11 with the plant down though, and a fair few players with money. Going to be able to buy up at least something here and potentially get pit after plant on the cards. Help them really win with some weaker weaponry even if they don't end up investing into this next round. See, NKT, a little bit disjointed on the retake, honestly. Darth is going very far in front of the rest of the players on the retake, but he's winning all of his duels, so you can't really argue with that at the end of the day.
No. I really like the space that HYK did manage to gather as well, but then, yeah, just a minor overinvestment, and it doesn't quite stick together for them.
I like the attempt at the mid-split, just a bit of a secret Neon. Reminds me of the Jet getting sent up with knives, straight up cat on the scent. Does seem like the chamber put on this B main line. This is an off angle that you see a lot of teams play. You can see Lenny holding onto his util for now. So that dart does get dealt with, just waiting for the walk up. This B main aggression is very common at the moment. Have to be switched on about it. You can lose players trying to work this B main control on the default.
Really encourages that defensive-sided aggression. You can just see Alert is living up to his name. A little bit nervous, but the exact same thing said. You know, Z11 keeping it firmly, looking, and he's actually gotten all the way around here. Is Lenny going to give up his hand, or is the pressure going to amount? Looks like he's actually got off for the utility. Get the recon bolt out, but he narrowly misses. Has to get out of there. The rendezvous out. Now what are we looking at? A bit of a pace change from the side of Z11.
It's going off the back of the drone here, Mitch.
Alrighty. All the way in from the shadows, comes through to get that rotation. Boom, Loves finds one. Z-Rip gets another through. And how long can they hold on to this? They're looking really good so far. Z11 have basically pumped the brakes, and just this pressure in the defense.
30 seconds left.
NKT again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He is a little bit of an alarm beacon there inside of B main. Just being able to take that initial shot, even if he doesn't convert it. Oh, unfortunately, goes walkabout there on Evan's side. Picked over the top of the B main, so a couple little angles that maybe not aware of. I'm sure that op will get picked up by
10
NKT at
seconds
the end of
left.
things. But yeah, him taking that duel towards B main, seeing the Soba and 2 players there does allow for such an early rotate for NKT. They've already flooded the site before Z11's even got into the post plant. The whole team is ready to go there. And as Z11 have already kind of decided on that B site, they didn't really have an active lurk. They just didn't have a plan B. So when they got absolutely destroyed by such a big rotation, 2 players just die inside of that B main choke before they really take any space at all. The round's already over.
It's the perfect time for them to take the pause, right? Have a bit of a conversation. It's not often you'll see that sort of attacker-sided save. Dude, like, oh, look at these replays. Look at the production quality we're getting over here.
Bit of a gap in the smoke there. Thanks to Zoom replay guy on the EVS or whatever they're using over there.
On the sticks.
Shout out Soup Thailand one time.
Yeah,
it's got some skills.
Absolutely. Pilski, walk me through, because obviously Z11, attacker's side, you know, what are we feeling with Corrode a little bit lately? Like, the pressure's more on the attackers, right?
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty defensive side of map. That's the way that it's playing at the moment. To be fair, I don't think Z11 are doing themselves many favors. I think right now that it feels like the structure of their play is quite readable. They're not really pushing the chamber off a lot of these info lines at the moment. I think they need to use this wall to get a bit more of an active lurk in middle. I kind of feel like Corrode kind of plays a little bit like Ancient sometimes. Like you could try to shove up into mid and do a little bit of a drop-off. I would like to see them do that post-timeout, to be honest. I would really like to see them just take some quick mid control and then maybe drop somebody off top mid and then try to work a 1-4 from there, something like that. But we'll see what they go for. It seems like they are going to get a little bit more active in middle here. Ray's sitting in spawn, ready on the quick rotation. I hope Z-Rep is actually doing that. Does seem like mid control has been taken. It seems like he's wiggling around there, playing some real deep off angle. No deep control or space taken, though, by NKT on the defense here, Mitch. So they are well aware of what's happening. They're well aware they've lost that mid control. This off angle from the Rays is absolutely filthy. What is that?
That's disgusting.
Bro's literally still buying guns.
Just seeing the forehead in the background, right? It's a terrifying prospect.
Bro, even though he saw it, I feel like he second guessed himself. He's like, "There's no way he's sitting there."
It's a pot plant or something, right? Alrighty, Kilsey finding one back. So maybe there's an opportunity for a response here. But Pilski, look at the push that they're already getting in here as well on the reverse, on the flank. They've got to be aware of this.
Yeah, this AEX is kicking off. Meanwhile, the alert won't miss his shot this time around, Mitch.
Oh, it's chaos now. Hunter's Fury's been popped as well. Poom, One Love trying to get the flank in here. I don't think Lenny's going to be ready for it. It's all about to happen on this side of A as Alert does have to get off the line into the dark cover. Hardora gets one. Poom, One Love. Oh, he's whiffed, but it's not going to matter. Kilsey last left alive. Will he be able to get the shot? Yes, he will in the end. Poom, One Love, a redemption arc from the big man. 6 for NKT, and Z11 just cannot get their foot on the right place.
I want to read, bro, from NKT. Like, Z-Rips just posted up in spawn, waiting for that hit. They got very active inside of B main, as you mentioned. Like, they are getting active around the map. This is where I think for Z11, like, you're seeing the same pacing every single round. Even though they did go for that mid control, they're always kicking off the execute at like 50 seconds, something like that. They need to change up the pacing, maybe get like a very late active lurk, or maybe spread the map a little bit and run some fakes, maybe try to pump some pressure somewhere and then catch the rotates, because it's just not working right now.
Alarm bot gets straight out of there again, but look at Darth just moving straight in, no care in the world. Does get taken down in the end by Hardora. Kilsey also having to try and find some sort of recovery. So Cool Soda will take him down. Man, NKT, they're just dancing around right now. Hardora has to try and clutch it out. He has at least managed to find his way into the pocket, but now has to try and creep his way through elbow. It's going to be a big ask to try and isolate these 1v1s.
He's looking for a pick here. See if the defense gives him any kind of opportunities right now, just tucking themselves in kind of one-and-done positions. Does have the From the Shadows. Can maneuver himself over towards the other side, and there's the first one taken. Chamber just around the corner.
Oh, Shrouded step to try and buy some further information, but Alert isn't going to be sent away by that at all. He's been playing absolutely fantastic. Some real heads-up Valorant from this Chamber, Pilski.
Yeah, look so... After he takes that initial pick, it would have still been over. So, really good heads-up awareness. And this is the problem, man. Even though Z11, every time they try to change something up, there's some cheeky little play that NKT put together. That time, it's a judge inside of a smoke. They had the raise in bloody spawn. They had the chamber on a deep info line, like looking for picks. There's just all these little timings that are going the way of NKT and Z11. For a second, we're back into the replay.
So back.
Oh, okay.
We're so back.
We've had an obs crash or something like that, I'm assuming. And Z11
That's okay.
Back on the half buy here.
My territory.
Oh my god, back to the original map. All right, we're having a look right now. The Annihilation does go out. We'll catch Duff, and it's a little awkward here because now what do you sort of do? How far do you go? Do you try and take it back, or do you just rely on what you got? And I think they're pretty happy to let it chill out. Good damage dealt. NKT fight it back, and also we are so back online.
We are so barak. 4 alive here. 4 NKT do have the tour de force. If they want to mix in a double op on the Omen, that would be bloody cheeky. That would be like the cherry on top for NKT, given how this defense is going, because every single time they seem to keep changing one or two things up. For Z11, though, I mean, it just doesn't feel like anything's working. Like I said, even when they are making adaptations, NKT are one step ahead, or they're mixing in a cheeky little play or buying a judge or something. That seems to work every single time. So, look, it's rough for Z11. They've been holding on to this bloody Viper's Pit for ages, just waiting to get into a post plant that they never get into. This time they have established B main control off the back of that grav net at least.
But he's creeping. Alert. Straight back onto that line, putting the pressure on once more. They're just going to have to try and pick up the space that Kelsey's picked up and go back for it.
I mean, I love it from Lenny. He's been shooting shock darts at him, but that's about it. Not really much else
Already
bothering
down
Alert.
mid, man. Look at this.
They're just getting active, man. Every single round, NKT in the mid-round is taking space. And the reason is because Z11 is going for the same timing again. Here we are, a minute on the clock, and in comes the execute.
Absolutely, and Social Soda. He's absolutely ready for it, so let's see if he can line it up. He's got Poom One Love joining him as well, but now as they're pushed off the site, they have to try and re-aggress, but look at them, they're just a little bit nervous. They do have HYK in there, but the shear makes it really awkward. The Neon now has to get activated. We'll find one, make it 2. Lenny trading as well. So we do have some side activation. Z-Rip taken down by Lenny. It's a 2-man show for Z11, and maybe a real opportunity for them to win it out. No way Alert gets back into this.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, you're not retaking a pit. He's given it a crack just because they've got so much money, and he does have the tour de force in the back pocket anyway. Down goes the barrier mesh. Sonic Sensor next to him. The crack line does spot Lenny. That shot almost would have connected if the sight wasn't in the way. As he picks up the rifle, does get stunned up. He's just trying to keep this one expensive, but the grab net will catch him.
And they shouldn't overextend here, right? You know, there's an opportunity, like... Got real close in that Viper's Pit for a second, but HYK is a little bit excited. He's active. You're exactly right. All good in the hood. And a second on the board for Z11, so they're not dead just yet.
No, definitely not. I mean, if they could scrape 3 or 4 together, if they can get 4 rounds on attack, that's fine. That's honestly totally fine. I think NKT need to try to min-max the most that they can get out of this defensive half. I do love the way they're playing their comp right now. They do have the Vice keeping one side of the map quite safe. The Chamber is on a deep op line a lot of the time on the other side of the map looking for picks, and the utility that they do bring into a lot of these rounds does allow them easy burst potential. Like, you think about what agents like Raze KO do, that the Paranoia as well, you can really burst into some of these retakes and kind of reply to whatever the attacker's side aggression wants to be doing, trying to come out of these chokes from the mains.
Oh man, so real good time to just have a bit of a think about it, not wanting to lose out on that lead that obviously you've started to establish here. But it's been a lot of fun, Pilski, right? You know, I think this map of Corrode obviously does kind of feel a little bit like Fracture in a way, the sense that, you know, you sort of heavily rely on taking those space areas of space as the defenders and getting a bit more activated as opposed to sitting back and waiting for the inevitable. So NKT are playing this perfectly, and yeah, Z11 sweating.
There's a lot of teams that don't really play defense like that, but I do like the approach from NKT. I like that they're getting active in the mid-round. Like, it is just a traditional kind of 2 mains and a mid-map. So, like, the defense side theory and TAC FPS does dictate that, you know, if you're getting into the mid round, you want to be trying to take some space somewhere. Double satchel straight into B main there, and in comes the execute from Z11.
Going quick, HYK, but he gets his head ripped off by the tour de force. Unlucky, I guess you would say. But again, it's still a little bit of an awkward engagement. They do pull out. They are trying to get their way back in, and now information gathered. killsi continues forward, and they've got to deal with this pesky little fella, and Z11 gets one, but he's traded. killsi another. Does manage to get the barrier mesh down, and it's awkward. Alert, straight through there. Misses the second. So the tour de force won't quite connect, and now it's back into the 2-on-2.
This is what I'm talking about, though. They were using that tour de force and running the double op. Plant going down for Hardora. If he pops his head up, Daft is primed and ready. Hand in hand with SoCoolSoda trying to retake in through spawn side here.
I talk about the Omen operator. Very, very famous. It's Fontas made his way forward. Hardora swings on the perfect timing. SoCoolSoda now has to try and clutch it out, but Fontas from main will be able to close the door on it. And Z11, a little resurgence towards the end of this half. killsi means that they are certainly alive in this map.
For sure, they're scrapping their way into these rounds for NKT. Really, it comes down to Z11 and Poom One Love not getting enough out of that side defense. It's all Alert. Alert gets 3 there. The Raze and the KO both don't get anything. You did have to fragment, slow down that site creep. You can't be letting killsi just dry walk through the smoke off the back of the drone there. I mean, honestly, it's almost kind of telegraphed that the drone has cleared that much space and someone's dry walked through the smoke. You definitely should be ready for that at this level. Paint shells as well wasn't even used from the Raze, so a lot of tools that kind of go begging there. And Z11, off the back of their Viper wall, they just creep their way through the smoke. Down goes the barrier mesh, and it's a quick ace split.
Absolutely, straight through Link and into the yard. What will they find? Will the dogs be let out? We'll have to find out shortly. Daft straight through the line, but the shear goes up at the opportune time, and now the overdrive. It's been popped, but no! That's fantastic from the KO. It makes it awkward. A little bit of danger there as the suppression drops the ultimate. Now Poom One Love trying to continue forth inside this round. Fontas straight in. He swings and connects. Z11 now has to connect with more than one, but it's only the singular. Now as Daft tries to get some further information, the Annihilation goes out and it catches. It makes it safe for Hardora. And now as they are alive in this 2 versus 2 killsi, it's so tight. Make it the 2v1. What can Alert do here?
Dart's back up for Lenny. TP comes back up here for Alert. Dart clears a lot of space, and Z11 feeling comfortable enough to go for the plant now.
Spike planted.
Very, very confident. It's straight onto the line, but it's awkward, and in the end, it will be Lenny that connects, and that is 4 on the trot for Z11, 3 in a row, and maybe a little bit of a mission towards the victory. But will it be enough, killsi? We'll have to find out very soon.
Last player standing.
I'm almost 30. You're definitely well over 30. We are trying to be down with the kids. Let's see which of the Zoomer squads will win this game. Do have killsi. He's going for a little bit of a shoulder, going to drop the barrier mesh. NKT not feeling the need to commit here. They don't have an active lurk on the map, but really they are just prodding, trying to bait out a little bit of util, and they've done a really good job there. Just forcing a rotate, forcing that deadlock util down. Try to punish any active lurks. This is honestly something that I wish we would have seen more from Z11 in the last half. I felt like they've really committed to a lot of their late rounds, whereas this is more of just a little bit of a tickle on A main, and then we can decide where we want to take it from there.
Yeah, really not a hell of a lot of action, sort of waiting for Z11 to throw something at them. Now some information gathered towards mid as they do push in. Lenny, he's going to have a little bit of a rude awakening here, potentially, killsi, if that toxic screen holds up for a little longer. Now they creep on in. I think there will be a connection. HYK not getting the info, but there it is, the opening shot. Daft able to find that one and turns his head as well. Will they switch it up and go over towards B? I think they will.
The world is their roaster, just running straight up through the middle of the map, straight up the guts. Fontus has got a lot to do from heaven.
Absolutely he does. When will he look down? When will he take the opportunity? At the wrong time, apparently. SoCoolSoda Absolutely loving that one as Poom One Love also trying to get another from the flank, but it will be denied, so maybe this is doable here. Arcros goes out.
Here.
Now they've just got to buy their time. Be patient. Wait to see if they pop through at the right time. A little bit of utility ready to go. The grab net down. Kelsey with the right click, but Darth in the corner on the other side will be able to connect. There's the right click again from Kelsey. Gets it done, but 2 alive. It's okay. Wipe the sweat off their brow. NKT get 9.
Respect, bro's got 4 points over to the Annihilation. With some slick moves in the smoke there. He's definitely been the standout for Z11 this game. Regardless, NKT love what they did there. A main pressure, break the barrier mesh, and then pump the brakes. Contact straight up through middle. Through the Viper wall, catches Z11 with their pants completely down. You had HYK re-clear mid from top mid there, and Lenny had no idea there was 4 blokes just about to absolutely swing him on short. A little unlucky. Once again, alert. Using that scope to weapon. See what he can find, and BXZ being prepped here by NKT.
Looks like they're pretty keen on it as well. They're not ready for this potential 4 stack. But right now, it's just a couple of warning shots. Z-Rip finds Fontas. Nice little rogue spray, I think, in towards that position. So they're just happy to sit inside main for now.
Yeah, I like this, honestly. There's no reason to rush things anti-eco. You're only putting yourself at a bit of a deficit, and now going into the second wave of regression.
Make it work. Kelsey, a little bit of a distance there, but HYK does get 1 for his troubles. However, I think now it's going to be a little bit too much for him to overwhelm. Hardora has to fall away. Lenny trying to launch his way through mid, but good fundamentals, I guess, from NKT, right? You know, they make their way in. They're nice and patient, and it looks like it's all going to work out for them in the end, as these frags will likely just sort of come through. We'll give them, you know, maybe a chance, maybe an opportunity for some damage or something of the sort, but look at them. They're hungry. They want to get some more frags, and I don't blame them. They've earned it. They deserve it. And that's going to be NKT with the 10th round on the board here, Pilski.
Yeah, did see Lenny explore all the way through A main in that last round, so I think Z11 already are starting to recognize that NKT are kind of just falling into a main to start a round off, and then they'll walk back and take that space. I think the correct response for Z11 will definitely be to see where the initial pressure is on the map from NKT, and then try to take some space elsewhere. I felt like in the pistol, like, yeah, Fontus was very passive on that B side of the map. Could have potentially taken a little bit more space there. It is something where, on defense, your Sentinel player at the moment, like, you can get quite active. You can find on the weak side some space, some information. I think perfect example of that is like Dubai on page 1. He always knows when to push and take space on the map where it's necessary, but you gotta be able to read the game well. Gotta have that experience and know when it's appropriate and when you're not just gonna get domed in the side of the head by someone on the off angle.
Absolutely. Alrighty. What we're seeing here, pressure. Oh, but again, a relatively close up. NKT giving up the respect.
Yeah, a little bit of a different approach. Pressure on B main. And so control of B main secure for now. Smoke's being cycled by the defense over in that part of the map. NKT creeping into middle, just catching Lenny off guard yet again. Z11 with a man disadvantage against the bonus.
Stealing sight.
Yeah, it looks like they want to even continue fighting this as well through the link. It is going to be the battle of the paranoias, and that's going to have to be a little bit of fallback action from Hardora. Push back completely towards site, but it's going to be HYK that's trying to get the space in the response.
Yeah, I'm liking the push here from HYK. That's exactly what you saw Lenny doing in the previous round. On the off angle. A lot of pressure here and will finally fall. That's a 2-man advantage now for NKT. This bonus looking dangerous.
Definitely so. You know, the amount of damage that NKT have already been able to do as Fontas falls. There's not a single kill that has gone the way of Z11 Pilski. No, not even for Hardora. Darth is just walking in. Look at the man. He's bloody smiling, and I would be too. If I was in this position, poor HYK doesn't know what's hit the rest of his team, as he's going to maybe get a kill on the Poom One Love, but no, he won't. He's going to get spotted, and even through that dark cover, Darth tries to do some damage. The right click, it is just not looking good at all. NKT are housing this one.
Yeah, bonus one, and so many rifles picked up. They even picked up the bloody Odin as the cherry on top. GG gets sprayed on the wall. Couldn't bloody agree more, mate. This corrode pick from the 11 has gone horribly wrong.
One enemy remaining.
Hey, it's the horse standing on the beach, looking out into the distance.
Man.
Wondering what happened to our map selection.
That's it. Oh, man. What can you do? I guess you can buy sheriffs and hope for the best. Lenny's got himself an Ares. Looking for a little bit.
Go next.
Quick A control. NKT just going to pick up the pace.
Even getting caught on the net, it's not going to matter at all. Dart's already around the bend. He finds Kelsey. Hardora does get one back, but he's dropped to 62. Now the paranoia pop. Looking to get a little bit of aggressive. This is the opportunity where they need to try and find it, but HYK can't connect with that Sheriff. Haw Yee, not Yee Haw. Now Z-Rip looking to just basically kill the time, kill the pressure. I'm just looking at Lenny. The space that he's able to find now. Maybe he'll slip the net. Hardora also going looking. It's just a battle of timings right now, Pilski.
Legit. I feel like Letty's very well aware of where the gaps are, but unfortunately just not able to hit a lot of the shots sometimes. Z-Rip's kind of been dropped off for quite a while, been sitting there waiting for the boys to get involved in the action. You can see NKT just cutting sound. Lenny may catch the chamber, and in fact, it's the chamber who catches him. Nothing can go the way of Z11 here, unfortunately. And NKT, they know they've got plenty of time. They really don't need to do anything special here.
He was going to get picked up from footy half an hour ago, but Mums forgot about him.
Vibes.
Now he just has to sit there waiting.
Except I wasn't cool enough to be playing footy. I was playing cricket.
That cricket's still cool, all right?
I think cricket.
Who's asking? Well, Hardora, he's not cringe. Maybe he will be based this round. Dark cover goes down, swings a little bit aggressively. So Cool Soda will deny. Now, as the Razor Vines go down, Fontas just basically has to deal with the inevitable, it feels like right now. Poom, one love with that Odin, just kind of laughing straight to the bank, it would feel like. Goes on the line to try and find alert, but denied. Map point for NKT, and Z11 haven't even had a chance to play this half.
That's what Aura looks like, ladies and gentlemen. It's the KO with the Odin, holding the trigger down. He's not even really trying to kill anyone. Trying to run a bit of a distraction. I actually love that from NKT. They set up Z-Rip to just double satchel into A and kind of left him there. And he was just such a nuisance for the entire round. Z11, they knew they lost that A control, and they didn't really know how to process or respond to that. And NKT just still had so much pressure elsewhere on the map, and so many other players in mid. They still had the chamber dropped off at B. Just got so much going for them. Arc Rose and 0 Point going to secure that B main control nice and early on here. In fact, it's straight on into the site with the showstopper here.
Oh, no. Really awkward for Z-Rip, though. He's being slowed down by the utility, but he can hit the head of Fontas. It's not even going to matter. That showstopper, the show has well and truly been stopped. But Lenny, okay, Z-Rip, a little bit bold and beautiful there, but denied accordingly. Darth will get the spike planted. They've already got all this spacing set up at a distance.
Drone going to spot at least one out, but don't have the armor penetration
One
weapon.
enemy remaining.
Oh my god, it's behind the gun barrel. Darth's TP'd up to
that's
heaven, and this
rough.
might just be the end of the game.
Absolutely. Lenny's got the single last opportunity already sitting out the top of heaven on the other side of the dark cover. Lenny's not going to be ready for that at all. High and low and into the arc throws, into the line. It is going to be So Cool Soda. Now we have it.
Is the fact that you're seeing both teams still running Breach. Like, I haven't seen Breach in ages in Tier 1 in Pacific right now. Like, I don't know if there's any teams that are really playing Breach much anymore. A lot of teams leaning more so into things like Deadlock, really helps you kind of, you can use the GravNet kind of like a fault line these days, and it offers you a lot of other utility, especially if you're running the Yoru. Like, you might not even need necessarily the more flashes. I feel like there's better agents for that slot. You know, you're seeing a lot of Viper, a lot of teams going towards that Gen G comp, and like I said, Deadlock is really OP right now.
Ignore the new trend, embrace tradition. Breach is back on the menu. Yeah. Now it's going to be a very, very quick push down long already. Look at this opening info. None gathered, and they're happy to sit back.
Yeah, tried to go for a little bit of an opening pick. Didn't find anything over on the other side of the map. Z11 getting a little bit active over on A. Taking some long control. Sewers is still dirty. Killsu's been dropped off in window with a cam for grass. So he can try to activate a little bit into the mid-round as they're prepping this site execute. So Cool Soda under a little bit of pressure now.
Absolutely, and he's just going to choose to immediately fall away, and I don't blame him. We are going to be seeing a very, very common 5-on-5 on the retake. Rotation comes around. What's the setup going to look like?
Yeah, you got a Aftershock here for Spawn and a Paranoia reactively for Z11 to try to deny this retake, and NKT, they have been ready for this retake, and everyone's in position now.
Flash out. The fault line now going down. Two members under heaven, but they are going to start to clear out as well. Trying to gather some info. HYK and Lenny the first to open up, but Z-Rip will be able to get one back. HYK another. It's looking good until the turnaround happens. So Cool Soda and Z-Rip, it's all left on to Kelsey. Z-Rip tag low. So Cool Soda up in heaven. He can't quite get onto the line, spamming the box, and I think he might be able to hold on. He's just narrowly missing, and So Cool Soda just to clear out and deny. What a retake in the end from NKT, a 3-on-5.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that was their setup all along. They left So Cool Soda alone on that A site. He was quite happy to get out of dodge. Love the little detail there from NKT. They throw out that site smoke between the site box and heaven. You can see it there, or hell rather, you can see it there on your screen, and they just throw one flashpoint in, and that baits out a lot of the util out of Z11, honestly. They throw out the aftershock, the paranoia and the dart get held onto, but just weakening any of the reactive utility to try to help streamline that retake, and then on the second pump, investing that extra flashpoint and the fault line, as well as a hail of other utility, kind of allowed NKT to overcome a bit of a positional disadvantage there. So nicely done. Garage taken now for Z11.
Camera taken out.
Alert. In the power position here with the judges. Will it be the jury and executioner though? 1, 2, 3. Not quite. It's going to be Dart to take that one as Fontas will be able to get one back. Does look for the spike plant. Might be able to actually get it. He does, which is not too bad at all. Will be denied, but that's a good little position to find yourself in. NKT up and about. Dart's throwing fists around to the boys in the room. And yeah, that's a second round here picked up for NKT with 4 alive. So they're going to have a pretty happy and healthy looking bonus round here, Bilski.
Yeah, absolutely. Not losing anything except for a pistol and a set of armor there, if that. Defuse give it to the Rays, so already halfway to a showstopper if you're Z-Rip. Outlaw being held in the back pocket. Already seeing a couple of regen shields there on the attacking side, so the Outlaw could definitely damage there. Judge is something that you have to consider on this attacking side as well, so that might have to change how you approach coming into a lot of these tighter angles. Maybe try to work Garage or something like that. NKT with a bit more of a lean towards C. Does seem like they're potentially going to go for this same pick.
Already having a look. Straight down long. Denied though, again. That's a little bit of a standstill for now. No information going to be gathered off the back of that recon bolt, but yeah, they are set up and ready to go. Looks like they are going to start to march their way in here, Pilski, so this is going to be a very, very interesting looking prospect. NKT set up to do it all in alert. There you go. Fontas and HYK do manage to get a couple back, but will they overlook Z-Rip? They absolutely will. Damage being dealt and immediately denied. And no! Kilsey missing such an important shot there onto So Cool Soda, and now you can just moonwalk out of there. NKT have taken the lead in absolute waves here.
Yeah, that was a really cheeky play on top C. Now Z-Rip's getting active. He's walked all the way down C. There's no trip to keep him honest here. Both of the trips still sitting on Kilsey's belt. And now Z-Rip has free reign to just walk over through grass. If the cam doesn't spot him out, he might just get a freebie here.
Not charging him rent at all. The man has been squatting in that house. And I don't think he's got the information yet, but he'll have it in just a tick. Continuing to walk. Cam now spotted though. Information gathered. So great timing, but
30
Kilsey,
seconds left.
you saw him with your own damn eyes. Fontas taken. And Z-Rip's doing the ripping of heads at this point in time. NKT with 3 on the trot.
Just headed into the netherworld for some reason. I haven't seen some of these effects from the new skins. That was really dirty bonus, by the way. NKT, they faked that C pressure, made it look like they had fallen away after gathering that info, and then they just stacked top of C here, waiting for the C execute to come in. That is such a disgusting little read. Such a fake little bit of information to give the attackers, put them into a false sense of security that they can just execute that C site because you've rotated off and you're stuck there all along. That is gross from NKT. I'm loving what I'm seeing from them tonight. Outlaw comes out for Z-Rip. He's licking his lips. He wants to get himself a showstopper ASAP, buddy.
Cutting through.
Going to have a little bit of a connection here as well onto HYK. Shot goes in. They are going to swing. Boom, one love. They would have been the first one to find the shot here, but now he's up close and personal. The paranoia is going to make it a little bit awkward. Fontas actually finds one with the aftershock, and now Z-Rip getting one back, but Darfy's here at the right time. And he will sort of deny any excitement that Z11 was looking to try and take, and only with the old Marshall in hand, it is going to be a tough one here for Kilsey.
Sure. Z11 just a bit disjointed on the approach there. Yoru's way out in front. You got your Sova rather, not your Soda, second entry. And the rest of the team comes in way too late. Kilsey trying to make this one expensive, but does get cleaned up by Alert 4 in a row. bonus converted plus a 3-player surviving anti-eco for NKT. Their economy is rock solid, and they're looking to 2-0 this series. Showstopper coming into the next gun round. Over on the side of Z11, you do have the Rolling Thunder, and you're one off a couple of other pretty important ults. Hunter's Fury as well as Dimensional Drift could be some great tools here for the attackers.
One enemy remaining.
Man, oh man. NKT seem to just sort of have the method correct at this point in time, don't they? They are cooking to the recipe. Not throwing in any extras right now, just making it look really, really good.
Grass camp. Killsy, have a little bit of a look there. Op is over towards Gary. Once again, it's a C. Little bit of a lean there. From NKT, they do clean out A main as well. Z11 prepping themselves for a Gary split here. And it already feels like NKT is set up and ready for it.
Deploying drone.
See if the drone gets dealt with, or it does spot out the raise.
Still got the cam up too as well from Alert. Doesn't even show it. Just swings on in. Finds the opening shot. Z-Rip just taking it look ever so easy, isn't he? What do you even do here, Pilski? Every single person has just got murked absolutely on site. And whilst Killsy does manage to get one back, he's now alone on an island in a 1v4.
He's very good at playing with only one hand on the keyboard and the mouse. You know, it's obviously Lenny in the play cam, I'm assuming. But hilarious nonetheless. I mean, there's nothing for him to do in this round, man. His whole team died before he even could get on the active lurk, mate. Unfortunate. Could see the trip front B as well there. If Alert had gone down on the actual site execute, then that would have been free real estate to just sneak up through B main, but he never got the opportunity. Bro, never had a chance. Another high-low from NKT as well. They've got everything covered. Everything's either tripped off, spotted by the camp, or held nicely with a cheeky little crossfire there.
10 seconds left.
Time will elapse. NKT to pick up their 5th round here. They're just looking bigger, faster, stronger. Every setup that they've done, every read that they've tried, both on Corrode and going into this map, has worked.
It's not often you see an attacking-sided save either in general, and we've seen one in each map.
Yeah, because they're just getting blasted, mate. They're getting blasted in the chokes. Like, how many post plants have Z11 even gotten into?
Yeah, true. 15 opening kills in the previous map. I'm sure it's probably looking pretty similar here too.
Hate to even check.
That goes there.
I'll do them the service of not even looking.
Who will
to be
see
honest.
better, Amir?
Let's just
Here.
it'll just be our little secret between me and Pookie. What is this A stack?
Cage trigger.
They're just assuming, like, NKT are like, well, we've smashed them on C every time. There's no way they go C, right? Guess what, buddy? Straight into the C site. Z11, nice and open for them.
Not going to matter, though, because look at Alert. Oh, okay, never mind. Alert won't be awake at the right time, and Darth does get one, and I think he's got 2 here as well. The Hunter's Fury does get the catch, but no, it's awkward. Does manage to find another shot, but Z-Rip is going to get straight out there at the exact same time. Actually holds the trigger there on the showstopper, and it tags up Hardora. He does have the regen shield as well, so he might have a little bit more of an opportunity to get back in here. Z-Rip trying to hold the line. They're onto the defuse now. It's awkward. Deep paranoia doesn't quite connect, and they just line up, getting the shot. So cool Soda doesn't even have to move, mate. Boom, one love, gets it all done, and a 6th round on the board for NKT.
I mean, what can you even get done as Z11 here? They waltz into a free site. Dimensional Drift clears everything out. Decent Hunter's Fury timing as well. None of that matters. They even caught the cheeky Cypher lurk in through Gary window, but Darth just waltzes out backside, cleans 2 up, and it's an easy peasy retake for NKT. Everything they touch tonight turns to gold. This has just been a shellacking, mate.
Gorgeous stuff. You love to see it. Because it's not a stomp in the way of, you know, Z11 kind of flailing around. They are in a way, but it's very much a trade-off of the proactivity for NKT here.
I mean, they just look a little bit lifeless, to be honest. NKT's in flow state, and Z11, it feels like everything they do, they're moving in slow motion. Like that paranoia they threw in the last round is the perfect kind of metaphor for how this game has felt for them.
Straight in the site now. Alert able to find the opening there. HYK not getting an opportunity to play. Hardora does his best, and so does Lenny, but it's the stress, it's the fear, it's the nervousness, right? You know, they're running in kind of blindly. They're not really able to give up this opportunity. It's just trying to find something, and, you know, despite having the neural theft here and the rolling thunder, it's like, is it even worth a crack?
Standing ahead.
Looks like Fontes does get one, but now he has to try and make his way around to C, and the cam's already set up.
Got a lot of util though. Fault line's coming back up. Full belt to util. Only 3 in the Guardian here, so he needs to make sure he's making those shots count until he gets a bit of a reload going. Dodges the drone nicely. He's going to creep into spawn side. That should be a freebie onto the race here, and potentially a nice timing to be able to get yourself an A side after plant. He could be cooking with gas here, Mitch.
Yeah, he needs to hit the timing right. He's only got those 3 bullets, as you said. He gets the extra info. He's going to go for it. There it is. Doesn't want to pick up that off, though. And now the fault line to give himself some extra time. So he's going to get the spike planted. He will get a reload. Playing this around with the Guardian. What does he want to do? Does he want to pop the Rolling Thunder? Just giving it time. And I wanted it to happen. But great reapproach there, I guess, from NKT. They stay winning.
Look at So Cool Soda. He's just having the time of his life.
Spike
I mean, the expression on NKT's faces says it all, mate. They are absolutely in cruise control. They're having a good night with the boys.
Who let them have fun?
It's nothing but pain and tears for Z11. 100%, bro. It's like, I don't know, some kind of graph with fun and performance on it.
One enemy remaining.
Fun go up, performance go up. Most of the time.
Yeah, not all the time. But they are two beautiful things when they hang in tandem like yin and yang.
Yep, that goes there.
What can Z11 do to get out of this funk, man?
I don't know. I don't think they can. I'll be honest with you. I've seen a lot of maps. Oh, Fault Line and the Hunter's Furies. He rips sends it up with it. The kill's going the way of Z11 here. Nice open.
Still an opportunity, though. Look at Dart. He's able to get one back. He's got the From the Shadows to get the extra space. And now he's looking to try and keep on moving around. The Shrouded Step goes up, but Cam also there. And now if Dart can hold on here, maybe another frag might make it work. Pilski, no! Dart can't quite hold on. Maybe the first serious opportunity here for Z11, and it will be a round. They move quick. They look thick. And that's one on the board.
Oh, they look thick. Looking pumped. Really admiring the progress of Bro right now. 1 round on the board. And a lot of that comes down to just really good reactions on the fly for NKT. What was a pretty nice read, pretty nice set play. Fault Line comes across with the Rolling Thunder follow-up, double satchel straight up long for the race. I thought that was going to be a mop-up for the defense, no, but they defended it really well. 4 players committed to the A site this time to try to right those wrongs, though.
God damn.
Oh, got the scan and everything, mate. Oh, man.
That's confidence.
4v5 for Z11 to navigate now, though. They've been pushed out of A. Going to throw a little bit of a smoke to deny info over to Sewer, and long race has been dropped off. Rotations coming in thick and fast from NKT straight through A link at this point, trying to scramble into position as this C split comes in.
Destroyed. Now we are going to have the From the Shadows on the flank. Actually, this round will be popped by Darth, and I don't think they're quite ready for it. They're not going to marry too much with the crypt being down, but of course with the Shrouded Step he can get over, but Hardora is absolutely ready for it. Omen v Omen action. Now they're trying to fight to try and deny the spike plan here. Kelsey gets one, but it's looking like it's Z11's round. Z-Rip would have to go absolutely phenomenal here. Picks up the Phantom, but Hardora goes wide. And he will deny completely. Z11, a minor resurgence towards the latter part of this half.
What a 4v5 conversion. They lost HYK off the rip, might I remind you, and then they just wiped the floor with the rest of NKT after losing the opening pick that cleanly. Really, really well done. Then he gets dropped out off in garage. All of those duels won from site over to spawn side. Some disruptive angles being played, which is exactly what you want to see in the 4-on-5. Kind of cut down those numbers before the overwhelming odds can kind of deal with you on the retake. Once again, Z11 does seem like they want to pick up the pace into garage early on here.
Very quick. They've got the setup to look for it though, NKT here. As you see the gate crash go through, moving on in, leaving the fake out to just get some further info. Darth gets one, but then he's going to be able to trade it out. So there's a little bit of a force towards the side here. Boom, One Love has to flash his way in. They're getting a little bit solo, getting a little bit excited, and as a result, Kelsey able to find another opportunity in towards the side to get that spike planted.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Multiple players all fighting on their own, trying to play a little bit overconfident. I was talking about that a little bit over on Corrode, and it was working out for them. Like, you think about those rounds where Darth was just retaking by himself. in from spawn side on that A site and multi-fragging. It's like, it's great when it's working for you, but when you're throwing away man advantages and potential retakes that you could have won if you just sync things up a little bit better and worked together with the boys, you're left looking a little silly, maybe feeling a little sheepish, and NKT now maybe feeling that a little bit. Z11 are on a bit of a roll now. That's 3 in a row. This should be a freebie for Soda, let's be honest. One more to the Hunter's Fury for him as the barrel does get spotted out, but that's about where the good news ends. Z11 now starting to really get rolling on this attacking side.
It's where they've got to be careful, right? You know, having fun obviously can be a blessing, but also a curse if you do get a bit too excited. You know, everyone wants to go for that clip and get those frags, but you've also got to be able to win out the rounds, and I think they're going to use this tactical. Yeah, absolutely. NKT have called it. The coach now going to try reset the boys, and I think it's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing special, I think, that needs to be said here. I think you just really need to break up the momentum, and you need to just get everyone calmed down a little bit. Like, if I was the coach, I'd just be saying, like, we're pumping them. We've been pumping them all night long. They've got a couple of rounds in a row. We just need to go back to what we were doing before, maybe. Let's stop making some of these solo plays as much. Most of the reads have been good for NKT here, so we'll see if they're going to make a little adjustment somewhere, because Chambers playing with the AWP, they're mixing in the double AWP. Now over here onto Haven, they've had all these cheeky setups where they're faking some C long pressure and then just like either falling away or stacking top C, luring the attackers into a false sense of security. So there's a lot of cheeky little plays from NKT thus far, and we'll see what they come up with this time. Up once again in the hands of the Rays.
They all just look so locked in that conversation, right? You know, they've been having so much fun. They've been smiling. They've been cheering. But when it's time to get serious, they've got it in them.
Yeah. Retake from the Sova. Over on this A side, the rest of NKT stacked up on C, leaving B open for a little bit of a retake. A lobby control taken by Z11. Progression smoke on A long there to try to secure the orb, I guess, for the Yoru here, but no one's going to get their ult off of that. In fact, they're just going to use it to try to walk explode straight into A here.
Ready to go. Utility is going to start to come on out, but they're actually giving it a little bit more time. The rotation started to come in from NKT. Already out towards the side. A couple of members up here towards Heaven, but when do they drop? When do they go for it? That's the question. HYK has already found the opening, and so does Hydora. But look at HYK! He's straight on in there! With the shorty, with the Vandal all the way through. He may even get 4 here for his troubles. He absolutely will not. Unfortunate there. He did have a good crack, but Kelsey's going to be able to deny anyway in the end. Another fantastic round. A wall bang from the distance.
Round in the
but
half.
yeah, man, Z11, they've got some momentum behind them, and coming into now, you know, the last round of the half, it's going to get a little bit scary for NKT.
Nice little A execute. Denied the flood very, very well there. You can see nice cage to create some space to scale out spawn there. Followed up with a couple of flashpoints. But none of that really bothers Z11 at all. They deny the flood very nicely there. They just continue along their merry way. 4 in a row now, even post timeout, and an op picked up on the attacking side here.
What do they do with it? Looks like they want to try and take some similar sort of space to what they did in the previous round, and now with that dimensional drift going out, what does HYK find? No info so far, but that's going to at least allow them some additional space to make their way in here. Dusky, there you go. Soda spotted out. So what's this first duel going to look like? It's great. HYK gets that opening. 2-1 love. He's good for 1. Take that. No. Denied. Fontes gets it, and they're looking for it quickly. They want to fight this fight now. It's going to be tough. Getting one back. Pulls the Hunter's Fury. Caught inside the dark cover. And now Alert has to try clutch this out, but Pilsky, his position, he's all the way up sewers, and will he be stinky? Will he be smelt out? Fontes straight on the line, and he will deny. What a resurgence here in the second part of this half for Z11. 5-7, they close the gap.
I'm back.
No match.
Off your feet!
NKT prepping themselves for a little bit of lobby control, but there's 4 already here for Z11.
Oh, it's quick. And Z-Rip on the stun will be able to find the opening there onto Hardora. Doesn't get to play this round at all, and now Fontes with a hell of a lot of work to do. But look at the flank in. They've completely denied it, and they've kind of danced around. They've run this completely different. NKT find it, but Z11, they do get 2 back. So now towards this side of B.
Getting this plant on in.
Shot done.
Oh, Shock trying to deny the drone there. There's an active lurk from Alert, though.
Alert. Yeah. Denied. Caught out. Information. This is such a scrappy-looking pistol round. So Cool Soda trying to find another, but it has to be Poom. One Love. The 1 versus 3, but denied completely. Looks at the wrong angle. And that is Z11. Despite the opening looking pretty good there for NKT. I think it was an opening pick, but they turned the 4v5 around from a huge Raptor A main.
Yeah, NKT, I mean, they got that opener and dropped the raise off. Honestly, I kind of liked it. The pivot to B, they had a huge positional advantage, but Killsey holds his nerve as that solo Cypher on the other side of the map. His kill over at Gary, like you can see him floating across in the rotation back towards Gary as that A execute is kicking off. If he goes down there, the whole map belongs to the attackers of NKT, but instead he keeps his position strong. He's able to punish at least one player and comes up big with a 3K there. Honestly, Killsey, the standout on the deadlock over there on Corrode, definitely wins that round for Z11 though.
Hell of a lot of impact from the big man. Now they're looking for pace again over to the left side of A. They've only got the classics, so what are they going to find? It's an awkward one though, Lenny. It does have the members that are all paranoid, all blind, but now the rotation starts to come in thick and fast, and maybe they're going to be able to do some damage until Fontes denies. It's A-OK. He's going to be able to put that Bulldog to good use as Z-Rip and Killsey get the job done. Denied. And I can't believe I'm saying this, Pilski, after what we saw from NKT at the beginning, but we are tied up 7-7.
Yeah, they have definitely let their foot off the gas pedal, and Z11 are punishing them for that thoroughly. Judge has been held over. A couple of rifles in the mix for this one. Outlaw in the hands of HYK. That'll be taken towards his A site, maybe? Although he's still deciding where he wants to place that gate crash. Indeed, he will drop his gate crash over towards C. And play towards the A side of the map nice and early on here. NKT looking to work the middle of the map, though. Already does look like there's a dark cover onto front B there. And window B coming out from the raise. A lobby taken in the meanwhile for Z11, and the Yoru is posted up on the line.
Trip not destroyed. So there's still a level of solace here for Killsey right now as they do set their sights towards C. Utility is there, set, ready to rock and roll for them.
Yeah. See how much util they're going to use getting on into the site here. It's a nice open site that they can walk into for free, and you can see they don't really use too much of anything. That means that the paint shells are still sitting there. The paranoia is still sitting there for NKT to try to deny this retake attempt from Z11.
It's going to be quite a tough one for them to crack through. Tripwire on the flank. They are ready to go, but you can already see that there's a little bit of aggression. Z-Rip wants to try fight this towards spawn. With Alert. Might be able to catch HYK here, but he gets the fake out as well. But look at them just dropping like flies. Every single member of Z11 has perished immediately. Fontes does get one for his troubles with 22 points of HP. Unfortunately, my friend, say good day. As a bit of respite for NKT right now. A desperately needed 8th round to put them back into some winning ways.
Yeah, very clean anti-bonus. Worked the middle of the map very well. Then just creep back over towards that C side of the map, knowing that grass is cleaned out. They just dry contact into the site. And like I said, as a result, they have both the paranoia and the paint shells, both of which get invested over onto spawn side. Look at that, paranoia and paint shells. You can see all of NKT rip Z11 to pieces over there on spawn side. Fontus with only one consolation frag, but outside of that, it was a very clean anti-bonus. Now Z11 into their own gun round. Yoru is on the op. Going to be posted up on C initially here. And
Standing ahead.
NKT. These look like they're going to go for a double swing with a dart and a fault line there.
Ooh. Getting a little bit awkward. Do have the forward-thinking position from Fontes, who's having a really, really good run so far, but instead it's going to be the offense towards A, and yeah, Lenny getting away with that one for free. Killsey also picking up another as well. Poom One Love does get the trade, but now as they try to pick up the pace, it's going to be awkward here. Killsey has a big task, but he's got the utility to do it. Going to already get the tripwire catch. Drops the cage. Moving in. Is he going to be ready for up high? Z-Rip? He absolutely will, but he does get taken in the end. A missed shot from HYK. Maybe there's an opportunity for Z-Rip to try and do something here. Has to get the reload, has to recover the spike. The pressure now amounts onto the man to try and isolate these 1v1s. Paint shells will go in to at least break some further space, but they're just ready. They need to just sit still, relax, and play the advantage here. Paranoia comes out, but they're not going to aggress on that either. Z-Rip has a hell of a lot of time here, Pilski. He's starting to get a little bit antsy, a little bit nervous. The footsteps made, but he knows that's a fake. He does actually fire the warning shot, so giving up his hand, giving up the info. Still getting a little bit lost in the sauce, playing around his mind games, because Z11, they've just got this to absolute perfection right now, Pilski. They know they don't have to do anything. The blindside does come out, and in the end, HYK with a well-afforded peek, and that is Z11 getting straight back in there.
Yeah, great discipline from Z11 in that 3-on-1. Evening up the scoreline after NKT's first round in the last 8. Was the anti-bonus. Showstopper picked up here. In the back pocket could be useful. That's a feel good from the Sova. As I've been in that position, like I always play Sova on this map. You're trying to go for that A-orb, and the Cypher or one of the duelists try to get cheap heat, dodge the dart in A lobby and tries to pick you. You come off the orb and just bop him in the head. Serves you right, mate.
Standing ahead.
Denied, declared, whatever you want to call it. Now Fontas feeling the sweater a little bit. This is a very quick play over towards the side of B, but look how quickly they're trying to deny and fight the good fight. Darth, really awkward, but he tries to get straight through in towards the dark covers and getting one. Now Killsey giving away the opportunity. Information gathered, takes the frag, but they get it back 4-4.
Showstopper post plan going to be very hard for Z11 to deal with here.
Really tricky. But now that dark cover fades, paint shells go up. It's again just about trying to split the wickets here and really deny this defense. But there's the showstopper you mentioned, Pilski. That's going to be HYK taken down. Damage is being dealt here. They get into the defuse. Lenny trying to get it, but he's spotted out. Fantastic recon bolt. And now in the clutch situation, Hardora just has to run on out, and he doesn't know where the hell to go. That Radianite, will it catch? Or will he be able to hold onto this operator? He's A-OK. And that's NKT getting it back. We're having a little game of tug-of-war right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love that fast beat play from NKT. Quick dart towards front B. The Omen goes for that suicide plant, but has a judge in hand. Like, honestly, the judge usage from NKT has been pretty disgusting. You see that little prog smoke thrown in towards front B that allows Darth to just get into these messy duels. He's jumping in and out of the little bunker smoke he's created for himself. And catching some of these defense players coming in for the post plant off guard. That really keeps them busy long enough for the showstopper and some of the further utility to be able to close out the rest of the round. Prog smoke onto Sewer. Cage denying more vision. NKT creeping out behind that.
Oh, Lenny, man, you've stayed around for so long, but he walks away with a kill, and he's still alive, Pilski. How's he managed to get away? They've used so much utility to try and deny this single man, and Fontas drops up at the most opportune time. He's done absolutely everything. It's just murder on the dance floor right now. As Alert sits back 1 versus 5. Spike dropped. HYK, just go and look about. Always a consideration. Will this be real? Or will this just be a dream as it fades away? Now, unfortunately, I think Alert just has to use this time to kind of work out what he's done wrong and where the team can reconvene. It's going to be a hell of a long 50 seconds.
Yeah. What a denial from Z11, though. Lenny has been caught off guard multiple times on A-long there. One time of the Cypher slipping through the cage to catch him on the orb. That time, a raised double satcheling in his face, and he still just connects the reaction shot. If he goes down there nice and early on, that round goes completely differently. But Lenny's staying alive, denying the raise entry, and then the fault line to follow up from Fontus, and the A lockdown is gorgeous from Z11. A complete dismissal of what was a really cheeky little timing run by NKT. I really like that set round. They're using this raise quite well. I can see why Z-Rip's quite comfortable picking it. Seems very comfortable with the double satchel movements and trying to find some of these cheeky set plays and timings. Even if it's not really a map you often see race picked on. But look, those are all theoretical things that could or couldn't happen in the server. What is happening in the server is Lenny is being an absolute animal on A-long. And the follow-up from Fontus is even better. 19 and 8 on the breach. Usually you'd see the breach with 19 assists, not 19 kills. This dude doesn't set other people up. He's setting himself up, mate.
Well, man, you know, you think about it, right? You know, Lenny, even just being used as a little bit of a decoy there, he's not exactly killing it in the fragging department, but as you alluded to, he seems to have so much control. And now we've got Wizard on the mic again, trying to give the boys a little bit of a pep talk. They definitely look to be a little bit kind of in shock and awe right now. And, you know, they do still have the map advantage. They do still have the lead over NKT, over Z11, sorry, in the groups. But
Oh, for sure.
there's a lot of work to do. They want to try hold on to this one. You know, they set themselves up so nicely on Corrode 13-4. They need to be able to try and convert this 2-0 quickly.
Yeah. Feels like NKT are slowly starting to let this one slip through their fingers a little bit. And Z11, as I mentioned before, are the team that needs this win. There's so much more than NKT do. They already found themselves 0-2, having picked up a fair few points towards that Ascension qualifier throughout the year thus far. They need to make sure they're finishing things cleanly here in Split 3. But this series has been anything but. Good to see some resilience from them nonetheless. Definitely in the pole position, favored to potentially win Haven here. HYK pushed off the line. We'll have to respect that util set from the attackers and change up his angle of approach. Cam dealt
Really
with.
slowing it down here, NKT. You can show that there's a level of hesitancy, hey?
Yeah. Alert dropped off at front B here. Can't see a trip. I anticipate a deeper one, but there's actually double trips on C long pretty deep. That's very dirty from Z11, anticipating some kind of faster play towards C this round, but in fact it will be once again NKT with a different approach to front B, just a contact straight into the site.
They've just got in there so ready for it here. Montes does have the Rolling Thunder though available. Does he want to pop it immediately, or is he going to hold on to it? He's still holding it. Then he's going to get the Hunter's Fury out to try and get some further information. Killsey though does find Z-Rip. They're still not on towards that site. They're actually making their way straight in towards Killsey here, and he's absolutely set for it. He's got the cyber cage. The paranoia is good, but Killsey's even better. Looking for 3. Denial, but onto the site. So Cool Soda now caught by that Rolling Thunder. Is he able to slip into the garage? He is absolutely fine for now. No sale just yet. The items will be kept on the table for a little bit longer, but now as they move around the aftershock, it's awkward. Fontes moves in at the right time, and it's a complete denial. Killsey, they call him the GOAT for a reason. 10 to Z11.
Yeah, 10-2 in the last 12, mate. NKT, may I remind you, we're up 7-0 in the first 7 rounds of this game. I do not know what came alive for Z11, but they locked the hell in. Killsey looking incredibly sharp map to map. He was the standout on the deadlock over on Corrode. But Fontus is the one that I'm super impressed by here on Haven. This guy is on a bloody tear right now.
This goes here.
Blinding!
NKT just running out of time, Pilski. We need to see something quick from them. It's already Hardora to find the opening. Just out on an island is Alert.
Yep. Ardora sitting backside on B here. NKT once again trying to shove onto the B side, this time with some weaker weaponry.
Here.
If it doesn't work, try it again. And again, apparently. They have slipped the net. Under the cover of dark, they've got in towards the site, but Hardora already with the opening onto that line. We'll send another one down. That spike, it does look to get planted, but it's just the tap. Trying to lull someone into a false sense of security here, and Darth is able to find the opening. And now they're looking to get that spike planted, but they are looking, I think, to get a little bit of a wriggle onto this one quickly. Pilski, they're up very, very close. The pitch is connected. Killsey a long way away. Darth finds a second. Now he's picked up the operator, looking to try and get a connection, try to get back on towards this line. Killsey now on the flank. As I said, it was a long way away. Now he gets in towards that position. Lenny finding another. I'm still keeping my eyes on this man and the operator, Darth, the thief in the night, the Undertaker on the Omen. Killsey has to clutch this one. 1 versus 2. He was the hero in the previous round. Z-Rip gets the info. Darth now inside the dark cover. 19 points of HP. He's already called it. He's called the round, Pilski. He's getting out of there. No chances back. And NKT, they punch upwards, and they're successful.
Yeah, on the half by. Advantage.
remaining.
Contacting B for the 50th time this game. Thrifty won by NKT. Does that move the needle of any kind of change the narrative to NKT? Maybe try to clean this up 2-0. It's been a momentous comeback for Z11, but that puts a pretty big hole in their economy. They still will be able to buy up into this one, but a -1 gun round as a result of that.
One enemy
Still could go either way.
remaining.
They come out of that with 0 guns. All free purchased. Odin coming out for Lenny here, over towards this A side of the map.
They want to go fast.
There.
It's going to be contact on already. Information down. They're picking up the pace of Kilski. They want to try and get this one back into it. Hunter's Fury going out. Kilsi not denied. 30 points of HP. Somehow still alive. He does manage to slip the net though, but Hardora rocks up at the perfect time. HYK here as well as Fontes and NKT. They've packed their bags and they're straight on the next flight out of that side of C.
Yeah, Kilsi, quick info on the cam there allows for a very big flood onto that C site. Entry denied. NKT now exploring their other options. Soda has been left behind towards C long. NKT clearing the map, scrambling to try to find some control of anything. But now cutting sound, slowing things down a little bit more. Lenny's still got a full belter util. Just peeking out long.
They're so split. 3 1v1s here.
Soda's found a pick
Somehow
over on
gets
C.
the
That
catch.
pulls the rotations off of A. NKT could find themselves in a pretty nice afterplan here, but Z11, they think something's up here. Lenny's hanging around.
30 seconds left.
Oh, he may have just made the right choice as well. Hasn't spotted out alert just yet, but you can just see the distance that they're playing off, aren't they, Pilski? But they're running out of time. 20 seconds. I think Lenny may actually walk away with something here. He absolutely does. Gets it, but Poom One Love will be able to find one back with 15 seconds. So cool Soda has to try and find the flank here. He's putting the pressure on. Fontes gets out, and he's won the round. Right on the spot. He's done it completely solo. A team ace at the most important time. The crux of the map, and Z11 continue kicking.
Let's go.
NKT, money's not looking so hot. 1900 for alert. This is not the position you want to be financially. Fighting for the game like this. Very messy over exchange. Lost that pick over towards C-side. I mean, So Cool Soda potentially could have pulled the rotations away from a less experienced team, but Z11, they sensed that something was up. They stuck around on that A site, and they were rewarded for it. Credit to Lenny. He's been really switched on, reading the game quite well so far in this series, even if he hasn't always been putting up the numbers. Little bit of a shove over towards A lobby. NKT trying to bait Z11 to a false sense of security, but Z11 super switched on. Kilsy's just been such a good anchor on this Cypher.
Having the confidence to play this outlaw right on the Cypher, looking at the long lines. He gets caught by the outro. The paint shells will go up, but he peeks on in. He almost gets another one as well. Alert and Z-Rip do get them back, but Hardora, he's still on the site. It's not going to matter. Z-Rip has to now find a 1 versus 3 with just the Sheriff, and he will be denied. There's only room for one captain in this town. And Z11, they hit map points. And it looks like there very well may be a chance that we go to sunset unless there's overtime on the cards for NKT.
One day.
Sort of farm on the outlaw. Killseek.
I know exactly.
Some little agriculture project at some point. Z-Rip. One off the showstopper going into this next round. They're going to take a timeout. Z11, make sure that they got all their I's dotted and T's crossed. Definitely need to play around the fact that orb control could be on the cards here for NKT. I'd be wanting to spam down C long, make sure that that orb can't be farmed with like a progression dark cover. Maybe you're posting your Omen or your Omen up on top C site, something like that. But overall, reads have been good so far for Z11. More often than not, they've been pretty on top of things. A lot of these retakes going quite well for them. Haven't been super aggressive though, I will say, so there may be some opportunities to, especially if you're getting like a quick shove towards that A long area, maybe work your way out garage. At the same time though, that could really backfire, because you see NKT time and time again, they love to use these satchels as like a bait that they're pushing somewhere. They did it on defense, fake satcheling down C long and then leaving. That round previous, you saw them satchel into A lobby and then just walk back to Gary to try to catch someone on the push there, so see how they do go for it.
Who's traveling?
Quick again. Trying to get a little bit of space and control. Z-Rip really wants to try and find this duel. And I think they very well might be one here early on, Pilski. They are starting to wrap around, but it's just, when are they going to make that step? When are they going to try and break this utility and try to pull that rotation? Looks like Duff is going to be the first to take point here. Kelsey not quite on the line yet. Now they start to walk
Out of
into main.
charges.
I think Z-Rip may very well find this. No way they clear this. Absolutely not. First one. Opening. Showstopper pop gets the second. Looking good here, but there still is that third member in Fontas. Whatever they've talked around in this break may very well start to bring it back for them, but there's the denial for now. Darth, though, finds the info. However, Fontas, is he going to be able to hold on? No. Paranoia catches, and now it's looking really awkward for Z11.
There's another lurk in play, though. Alert is back B, listening to all of these footsteps on the rotation through spawn. Darth
Here.
tried to peek through the dark cover there, spotted out by Kelsey. And NKT are going B with the spike.
Spike planted.
Money is not great here for NKT. For Z11, rather. They want to hold on to this up. Just saving this one. That was a masterclass of a round for NKT. And I'll remind you, by the way, that was Z11's pause. Just shows you how double-edged a TAC timeout can be. You give the opponents and opposing coach a chance to have a little bit of a chat as much as you give yourself a chance to prepare the round. And NKT, in their opponent's timeout, drew up an absolute perfect round. Raze gets set up on a long and dropped off, ready for the mid-round aggression. They break the trip and get a double active lurk, and all three of those things come up huge for NKT to win that round. Nice and easy.
Man, oh man. This one's going the distance. All 24 rounds of regulation are going to be required here, Pilski.
Out of charges.
This map, again, Haven. It's either an absolute mess of a map, or it's the chaos like we are being delivered right now. Z11 begging to try and close this one right now.
Come on.
They need to. There's the odd power. Does seem like Yori's going to be over towards A with the gate crash drop towards the C side of the map. Pushing up close, quick pacing, straight down sewer from the Raze though.
Crazy. Already seeing that Yoru get up close and personal with the operator as well, and Lenny finding the opening onto SoCool Soda. It's going to be hard for them to try pop HYK off this line, and they're not even going to try and fight it, but Z-Rip, he's been left on an island, totally solo. HYK all the way in, and now the gate crash means he's on the other side of the map. It's so awkward. They're trying to get this spike planted onto B, but now they're just nervous. Now they're not sure what they want to do, and Lenny's pushing main. He's spotted, but Z-Rip will find him, will get the catch, and now they can get that spike down. But I think Pilski, I think they're going to be looking to get in nice and quickly here. Look at the pace behind them right now. Straight through the dark cover, the underthrow of it, but it's scrappy, it's chaotic. He hasn't connected
One
with the
enemy
shot,
remaining.
but Fontes gets two with the shorty. How is this happening right now? Hardora, a gentle breeze away from falling over, from passing out. And it looks like that may very well be the case. The timing is nigh, but now there it is. Paint shells going down, trying to give the additional timing, the additional space. A crossover from the Shrouded Step, and that dark cover makes it so damn awkward, but Z-Rip will drag them across the line. Kicking and screaming it will be. Fontas had a
Switching
bloody good
sides.
crack, but we
Overtime.
go overtime.
What a gorgeous play in the mid-round that was from Darth, by the way. Spike was dropped back of A lobby. He omened TPs to pick up the spike when he was on the active lurk, so that's on the B side of the map, and you get the instant pivot back to B for NKT. That even gives them a chance to be able to complete that after plant in such a short margin. If they don't have the omen TP to pick up the spike, it's going to take them an extra 30-40 seconds to even get in that position.
Oh my god.
Absolutely disgusting stuff on the omen there. And such a messy exchange on front B. Just shorties. All the boys are strapped inside of that smoke. But we go again straight into OT now. Open up in this round. It's a bit of info denial over towards A. Omen does get dropped off for the lurk over there. Now in towards window. I'd assume swinging off the back of the Yoru flash there. In fact, they don't invest anything at all. Once again, it's contact straight up the guts through the middle of the map here for Z11. They've just been smashing this B site time and time again. So have NKT.
Look at the conga line.
Yeah, NKT. They were stacked on A. Now reacting to that pressure. Font2's actually given the plant, despite the fact that it was risky for him to get off site. So they want to try to get this rolling thunder.
Oh my god, no way that's worked out, the blind side. able to get it done for HYK. Z-Rip does at least get one back, puts away that pesky Yoru. But look at what Alert has to try and find here. The cam is up. They're going to be watching it. It is going to be very awkward for this man. He swings high and dry anyway. And I think this very well could be Z11 getting around back into this. So Cool Soda has to go massive. But they've got so much that they need to try and control. They need to try and space out. And it just won't happen. B work for NKT. Well, you better believe it works for Z11.
Switching
13
sides.
on the board.
It's been
Match
such
point.
a point of contest for both of these teams. HYK, I love that from him, by the way. Really good to see one player stick around and disrupt the retake and slow things down.
One enemy
It can
remaining.
be really tempting to just everyone get off the site and play the post plant, but not every agent is built equally for the post plant. The Yoru, definitely not as valuable to have alive. Better for him to try to take out some of the agents on the way in, and maybe you don't have an Omen in the post plant retake, for example. Make things more difficult for you.
Here.
Look at this. Completely different approach, hey? You're exactly right. Getting that Yoru up. Very aggressive, nice and personal. I think this very well could be the round that Z11 close it. It's all going to be a gloves-off brawl if they do pose their way towards mid, but they pull out. They don't want to fight at that at all.
Yeah, patience. NKT slink away back towards A to give a potential flank timing here to the Yoru, which Alert is keeping in check. Does have a trip available as well. Big rotation. There must have been a step that could have been heard. Z11 are so
Crazy
sure that
read.
this is going to be an A execute. They are fully stacked on this site with the Cypher on the fast rotate. This is going to be chaos on the A site, Mitch.
Yeah, there's no way they lose this, right? Some of the utilities are already starting to go out, but they are showing their hand in a way. Will they leave it long enough for one of these members to pull out, or will they gather some
Oh, they're all
information?
scared.
Recon bolts get scanned. That's crazy. All four. Chaos will now ensue. They're not going to need the rotation from Killsey. They're just going to try and get this control. And Fontas, what a shot. Ripping Z-Rip out of the sky as he gets a second. But Daft, he's on for two. Will he be able to get the third? No. Denied. Hardora, but Boom One Love is still here to try and be the hero, to try and be the savior that NKT need. But he goes to the high heavens. He's got it in hand, as you mentioned. If he can get this spike planted, Pilski, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. Will Killsey drop down? He goes straight to the high position, and there it is.
Win.
Killsey
You're
pulls
lucky.
it ahead for Z11. We go to sunset.
Oh, I think you can see Fade. I think that's the coach, right? It's just head in hands. Like, what was that
Yep.
game? That's the winning. You know, even if this is only the first time he's ever done it, I'm convinced that Z-Rip is a dirty raise one trick and he can't play any other agent because that's the third map raise from him in a row.
Oy. That's what it feels like a little bit, doesn't it? But in the trade, we've got HYK onto that Neon, which reminds me very much of what we used to see in Danby on Sunset about a year ago now, Pilski.
I saw him on Sunset running around just the other day.
There you go.
He's still doing that.
Still kicking, still screaming. Good stuff, Danby.
Yeah.
And here
It's
we
been
are
one
on
of his-
Sunset.
One of his better stages of Pacific until that last game. We don't talk about that. Look, smokes exchanged over on this A side of the map. Z-Rip is once again lurking on the raise. He loves to do this. Contact straight up B. In the meanwhile, it's a full retake setup here for Z11. Trip dealt with, so it's a nice and open site, but not a single footstep made here.
Yeah, no stress at all, is it? Guilty is able to find the opening swing and dink, but unfortunately, Darth has quite a thick head, and he will be able to live on for the time being. Fontas does get one back, so it's a 4-on-4. A little bit of work to do to get back into this retake.
Yeah, you do have a little bit of util to kind of streamline it, though, especially here on the breach as well as the paranoia. Those are going to have to hit the mark.
Ooh.
This is a dirty position from Daft, though.
Absolutely bold up in Boba, but will the T be sipped or will he be able to be taken out? Oh, God. A right click straight onto the head of Lenny, but he's been drank up. Now into this 3-on-3. Lenny 6 points of HP. They all dip back into main. And now as the paranoia goes out, it will not connect. This is going to be a tough one. The dark cover is down. Fontas trying to destroy that cam. It's all going to be happening right now as they start to swing on out, but the timer is ticking. They're running out of it. Boom One Love's going to go straight into the dark cover. They've got it to half. I think there might be enough time, and there absolutely is. Bad news bears. So Cool Soda not quite in this round as Z11 will find the opener.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he assumed he'd killed the planter. He didn't realize it was planted on the right there. That's why he stopped shooting. Because he tapped that one player in smoke. He thought, oh, I've got him off the defuse. Unfortunately, maybe a little bit of miscommunication about where exactly that was planted. And nowadays, For those that aren't aware, a while ago it patched out being able to ping through those smokes. So you can't, be sitting in the back seat pinging it for ult mate about where it's planted anymore. So unfortunately, NKT gonna let a pretty favorable situation for them kind of slip through their fingers, and a successful retake for Z11 as a
My
result.
camera is destroyed.
Damn, son. Now the pressure's on. Oh, God, my word. The Prowler does get destroyed, but Z-Rip destroys Killsea as a response, and HYK does manage to at least get one back. It's looking very, very spicy, but they've got their way in towards the site. They will find the spike plant. Now it's going to be, again, a tough retake.
Bro, the classics have hands today. What is going on? HYK, seeing if anyone's going to feed him a pick here. NKT trying to play forward with that KO knife. Lenny creeping out on the flank here for now.
Just so awkward. The more time that they burn, they're waiting for that flank to come in from Lenny, but he's only got the ghost, and now they're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Going straight in. Fonta's up nice and close. There's already a couple of members here, but that dark cover, it's risky business to get their way in. Now information gathered. HYK and Lenny, they get it done, but Duff, he's on the flank. He's able to deny it. Now he can run straight in towards this. Not getting off of it. Duff, the 1v4 with the classic. What was that?
Bro, I was just saying, why do the classics have hands today? That is ridiculous for NKT.
I cannot believe it. What?
Bro, they got robbed. They got robbed in that post plant on the pistol.
1v3, but still, bro.
Oh, bro, I don't even care. Just call it a 1v4. Call it anything. Call it absolute robbery. You should not be doing that. Yeah, Z11 are going to be kicking themselves. They're on the eco. Look at the economy here for NKT. Duff's got a Bulldog and 4.5k.
Oi, oi, oi. This is why we love Southeast Asian Valorant. It delivers, it entertains.
Go get him.
The site control gathered already. Yeah, just nothing on there. I don't even know if they want to fight for this early. They just don't have anything to do it with, do they? Killsea's up close, but it's just going to be an awkward and ugly one, I think, unless there's something sort of similar again. Z-Rip gets one.
Remaining.
We're back to tradition. The Bulldog does good things for Duff, and unfortunately for Lenny, he will be...
Oh, what? It's another
Never mind.
Kick. What is going on?
I just... Hold me.
What setting did they put on in the lobby? I haven't seen that one. Classics are buffed. I did not see that in the patch notes. I know that there was a few sneaky little unannounced things, apparently the chamber trip change wasn't in the patch notes. I mean, that's not live anyway, but apparently we missed that classics shoot hella hard in whatever patch this has been playing on. Either way, NKT, off the back of the eco win, have got really great economy going to round number 4 here. Op comes out for Z11. HYK going to be posted on the passive line for Elbow. Quick play into the top mid smoke. Duff is a bloody demon.
No way.
Face your fear!
I mean, I'm not even surprised at this point, but now as the Nightmare comes through, the Night Fallout alert straight on in. Killsea gets his head ripped off. Hardora does manage to find one back, but he's getting the sweet whispers sent in towards his ears, so he's going to have to wait a little while as that decay will fade. And look, let's just say, I don't think HYK is going to be too keen in sending his operator back in there. So a quick round makes quick work for NKT, and yeah, the form is straight back in here.
Dude, NKT, that was disgusting. A double TP into the top mid smoke there for Duff. Completely throws Lenny off. Then you get the Nightfall straight across all of the B site. Z-Rip's flying through the air with a double satchel, and Killsea can't hear a thing. He doesn't even know there's a Raze doing tricks on him. And NKT going to win themselves 3 really clean rounds there. Obviously the classic clutch, and then 2 really clean rounds following that. And I already said going into this round, in round number 4, their economy was fantastic. Pile another one on top of that with 4 rifles surviving. They are never running out of money here.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, man, pressure really is starting to mount onto Z11. You know, it was such a successful resurgence from them, but unfortunately, you know, Duff is smiling again. Z-Rip's managing to hop, skip, and jump in towards the site. Just using that Raze utility to a T.
Where are they?
Another buy coming through here for Z11 off of the saved weaponry. Op once again on that passive line towards Elbow. A little bit more mid-control. Haunt going up. Double smokes invested really early on here for NKT towards market and top middle. So really placing an emphasis on info denial towards mid early on, which is really going to slow down their ability to execute later on in the round. If they do, they will only have the single smoke. Drone re-clear on middle.
There's info in market.
Yeah? Yeah,
On
they
the
got
booth.
cam.
Nah, in the booth. It says
In the
info
booth?
on there. Sorry. I'm a
Oh.
child.
Yeah, it's okay. I actually still don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm dumb.
It says
Page
there.
goes
It's there
up.
on the right. It says info.
Info. Okay, great. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, thank you. Lenny. Yeah, he's going to kill him.
Spike down mid.
Well done. And, yeah, 5 on 4 for Z11. Did I have that written somewhere?
Alert just caught by the cam, buying some additional time.
Traveling.
Here.
Now they're going to try and make their way through as aggressively as possible. Alert wants to try and find it, but he just waits for the flash drive
30
to
seconds
keep him
left.
off for a second. Now as the pressure starts to amount, the Hunter's Fury comes out. Zero tries to get out of there, but it's
Spike
quick.
down B.
Boom One Love now has to try and be the hero in the 1v5, but he's caught out and denied. Z11 is straight back in there.
Yeah, 4 alive. Lovely stuff from them. Sorry, I was so lost. NKT, they got the buy now. Got a couple off the showstopper here for the raise. Nice opener for Lenny. He was caught off guard previously by Daft top middle. Won't make the same mistake twice though. Ready for that lurk up through middle and that big site. Ripped apart by Z11. So a couple of things that have gone begging for them this game. But they are starting to clean things up. Lenny's having a great game as well. Can definitely help out Z11 as the mid control. Again, it's double smokes invested for NKT here. If that knife even clears very much.
Oh, Z-Rip. That's a very, very quick
There.
play here. Now Kelsey has a hell of a lot of pressure on him because look at the positioning that Darth has managed to find. He has to swing in at the right time, and he absolutely does.
down,
Cage
B.
goes down, but he moves in quickly. Look for the swing, but Z-Rip's ready. That's 2 on the board for Z-Rip, but Fontes finds one back. Make it another. Fontes looking good. Hunter's Fury
enemy remaining.
rolling thunder. Now comes out. Z-Rip with a third. The showstopper goes through and connects, denying the breach. Those big arms not going to hold on this time. It's
Spike
just
planted.
Lenny in the 1 versus 2. Should be around for NKT unless
dear.
Lenny can deny. He gives the information. I don't know if that was intentional. Unlikely. Now as he creeps on in, he's going to be able to tap onto that spike. He does have the recon bolt. Knows that they're just going to be waiting somewhere for him to peek on through. But it's a pretty bold looking clear from Boom One Love. But look, it gets the job done. And that's going to be 4 on the trot for NKT.
Yeah, hadn't heard him tap for ages, so felt like he might be creeping out, looking for a pick. Poom One Love reads that one very well. He didn't swing super wide over onto the spike. He was only kind of clearing that close angle, so I like that. Another great entry from Z-Rip. His satchel movement is really something else here. Yeah, just let it rip, mate. Why not? Got the Spectre for Hardora on a gun round. Never a feel-good moment. Op is still there for HYK. I feel like he hasn't seen anybody over towards that A side of the map. And once again, he's on a passive line.
Cover going out.
He really has not been taking too many of these aggressive angles. Trip cleared early by the defense. Surprised to see the Sova on this info line of all agents. Usually you chuck your Omen or your Duelist here. Refresh there. Onto the one-way smoke. NKT creeping up. Getting ready for what looks like a little bit of a B split. But there's a trip on market that could kind of hold them. And the op is on the line from backside as well.
Just buying as much time as possible, waiting for the opportunity to connect. The flash drive does go through, but it's not going to be looking that way at all. HYK gets it. And a little bit of a dash away to get him to safety. Now that Spectre is going to be awkward by itself. Denied now. A second shot narrowly missed by HYK. He's now on an island a little bit. Hardora does look to join in to try help out. That is going to be the Prowler denied by the operator. But HYK is running out of bullets. He's running out of time. Now has to sit inside that dark cover. It's so awkward. Still alive somehow. Still an advantage going the way of Z11, but that spike is about to be planted until the flank comes in from Lenny. No, denied. And He's not getting that many kills, Pilski, but he's getting a hell of a lot of information.
Right, it's the same thing as the first map. I mean, he's getting a lot of kills this map. Other maps he wasn't. This map he's frying. Like I said, if he starts hitting his shots, he's reading the game so well that he's going to really start having some impact. You can see it. Another round where Lenny just walks straight down from the other side of the map, reads exactly what the attackers are doing, and puts himself in the perfect position to find some impact. Nice easy flank, cleans the rest of that round up. NKT now looking maybe towards the A side of the map. Waiting out any initial util early on here. Flash up over the top of the middle. Again, it's the info denial and the KO knife, but you're prepping the mid re-clear. Almost catches Poom. He gets out of dodge there. So that's a lot of info for NKT, and they're going to speed up into A.
Absolutely. Look who's on the line. It's HYK, but unfortunately he has to get the recon bolt out. The relay bolt as well. And there we go. Gets one, but manages to dash across. Darth does take him down, so it's well traded. Hardora now trying to get in towards position, but look at Darth. Hardora doing it all solo. And now he is absolutely solo. He's going to have to wait for that rotation to come through from Lenny. He's a little while away. Does he choose to buy the time? Shrouded step to try and fake the sound out. But he has to get around the elbow here, Lenny. What information is he going to gather? Recon bolt on towards the site, denied. Couple of warning shots. But look at this creep in. Boom, one loves trying to get into the corner. The fragment goes down and it makes it awkward. Now Lenny has to do it solo. They're all this side of the site, but they pull away. I love it. Hand in hand, they cruise on in. Now Lenny has to try and find this 1v2, but he's just got no time to seize. Catches him and, well, Lenny, unfortunately, mate, you played well this round, but they've played better. Poom, one love, two deny, and NKT continue to hold true.
Good stuff from Poom to stay alive there. You can see after a lot of slower rounds where NKT double smoke mid, deny all of the info. Z11 tried to respond by cracking in with a little bit of a mid trap there. Doesn't catch the KO. They were really looking hard for that frag, and off the back of seeing that much utility, that many players, they just speed things up into the A site and turn it into a pretty easy afterplant to win. Attack timeout coming out here for Z11. Definitely need to read the fact that both smokes are getting invested so early on by the attackers that if they ever try to speed things up into the site, they're not going to be able to cover everything with the smokes. And I think that's where you need to make the conscious decision as the defenders to just go, if they only have one smoke to invest on either of the sites, there's a lot of extra positions that you can play that the attackers aren't necessarily going to be ready for. Like, imagine if they're coming up elbow or coming into site and you're just double sat spawn. Like, that would never work usually, but when the attackers don't have any smokes to work with, it's actually pretty busted.
Man. Has been pretty hard to kind of control the pace of this game though, right? You know, there hasn't really been a clear leader. Like, NKT's had a couple of moments, but the same said for Z11, so still very much finger on the button as to who's going to win this one.
Z11 back onto the eco now.
Stay
Not much for them to do in a round like this. This is where NKT, they haven't really tested this A site early on, so they're going to condition the defense to respect these fast A hits. KO in ult invested as well to kind of streamline things a little bit, and Z-Rip doing exactly that. Nice opener on the A side entry, and I assume this man's going to keep trying to farm some anti-eco kills and try to get himself another showstopper going.
Planted.
Never going to bully our king for trying to pad the stats, you know. Eco frags are real frags too. But look at the flank around from Lenny again. So cool soda. Drops Fontas. So this round is playing out basically the way it should. And I think they're just going to sit back and try play some exits here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the money's not great for NKT, so they need a clean round here. Every rifle that Z11 can take away from them is worth its weight in gold. HYK spotted out on short. Lenny doubling up on the flank here, trying to pick up some of these exits.
Might get something here. They're all flooding into the spot.
Last player standing.
That's another one for Z-Rip. Killsy going down to the spike, so missed his window. 5 alive for NKT. A couple more towards the showstopper. That anti-eco has gone exactly how you would have wanted it to. Nightfall is good to go. For Z11, some great tools for the retake here. Popping yourself an overdrive in combo with a Hunter's Fury can absolutely sow some chaos into some of these retakes. But overall, Z11, they're falling behind a little bit. 6-3 on the attacking side of Sunset as NKT. You're feeling very confident about how this game is going.
Another quick set play. Going to get that prod towards
Face your fear!
Seem to be a bit more ready for it this time. Nightfall out, but they are just using it as a little bit of a fake out as Darth. I love that, using the sound to try and stem the information away, and now he's going to push through the dark cover. He finds one on the Fontas. What is this play? And now from the shadows to get moving back over towards the other side as well. He's actually going to jump into elbow. He does get spotted out by Lenny, but now they're picking up the pace, and look who's here to try and deny it. Skillsy, if he can find one or two, Pilski, it might be big, but he only gets one before he's traded. Alert gets that back. But it looks like they're looking to continue the pace here. Z11 don't want to get denied. The Seas will hold them, but already HYK, the overdrive is moving. He's grooving. Can he find any more? He's not going to, because it's all denied, but it's Darth. 1 versus 1 alongside HYK. He's got the information, but how do they play this? Dark cover goes on through, and now it's going to be knives out. I think they're going to be in for a bit of a rude awakening, but no. HYK gets the round back. The Filipino pride rings true as Z11 has a 4.
Gotta go.
I mean, what a chaotic round. Love that from NKT. Set play with the Nightfall all the way across that A site. You see, their defense couldn't really hear too much of anything. And Darth gets away with a beautiful pick, takes the breach out of the equation before he can even really lend any of his util to get the impact. But like I said, bro, the Hunter's Fury in the overdrive, being able to complete one of these retakes, or in this case, just fast flooding out onto the site, is actually very difficult to defend in the post plant as the attackers. Not that they even got into a post plant.
Oh, the speed, Pilski. And HYK's been completely denied. Darth absolutely ready for it, but so is Lenny, but he's been taken down in the trade too. So now the site's opened up. I do love that offense, that approach from Z11 trying to get the gap, but now they should be afforded some safe passage in towards the site. It doesn't look like Kelsey wants to try fight this just yet.
Biding his time. Do have a little bit of util on the retake. Out comes the Aftershock trying to deny that default plant.
Fragment ready to go. He's waiting. Alert is in such a one-and-done position here. 46 points of HP, but they haven't heard any ticks of damage either, so it's going to be awkward if they don't try to clear this. Now the flash goes high over the top. Poom One Loves find it. They've left Alert there completely. They're not going to look into this at all. They're not even going to need to. Poom One Loves just doing absolutely everything. Hardora, 1 versus 3, has to be the hero, but he will not be that one today. It's Poom One Love on the KO to get all the work done for NKT. One more round and a serious opportunity for NKT to try and do what they did in the opening map and continue to try and close this one out strong.
Love how Poom played that. That high flash up over short, peeking with it. That's something that I feel like people don't understand how to use the KO flashes as well, unless you have had that background playing like CS and things like that. That's something you definitely see from like someone who's got a background in CS. But I don't know. Just thought that was well used from him. Back on the half bar here for Z11. Lenny's got hero rifle. Deep over onto this elbow info line for the Neon. They have secured that A main control. Lenny spots out the lurk. HYK keeping the defense interested. Still 3 players on this A site. Committed to defending it. Haunt clears out elbow for the time being, but NKT going to go back to mid.
Oh my god, Alert. So aggressive up and towards position. Hardora isn't going to be ready for it as well. And now the neural theft goes out, and it's looking scrappy. HYK trying to find the damage. Fontas gets one. No, he's denied. It's okay, he can breathe, but Kelsey trying to do something, but he's peppered away, tapped up through the dark cover. He does have the regen shield, but I don't think there's going to be any regen this time around. NKT, they're having fun. They're 8-4, and we're going to have to see if they can close it after the half does take through. Do it here as I mean, I don't even know if there's going to be any chance for you to start to talk about this one, because they are going very quick towards A.
Dry contact into elbow. NKT looking to play the high-low if anyone does peek out short here, and Z11 just taking more and more space. Rotation coming in from Poom over towards spawn side.
Action is coming straight onto the side. So cool Soda looking to try and deny, but it's going to be Kelsey to find the opening onto Z-Rip here. Now it's Poom. Tries to get the cross. Now going to find some safe passage in towards the side here and get that spike planted. It's going to be a tough retake for NKT.
You have a smoke for elbow, paranoia for the site. All of short cleaned out by the Prowler for now.
Oh, paranoia ready though from the back of sight, as you mentioned. One goes out, the other one responds, and now it's awkward. Lenny dives straight through the dark cover, finds one. HYK with the responses. Duff does make a really good, solid effort. But this time, it's Z11 again, finding 5, and this game looks like it's going to continue to go the distance.
Yep, sure. Second pistol won by Z11 here on Sunset. Last time they did get eco'd though. Let's make sure that we're not making that mistake again. Duff's been getting away with all kinds of things this game. This guy's been insane to watch on the Omen. Really feeling himself. Throwing all kinds of weird smokes for himself to play around. Doing things I've never seen done with the Classic before. Z11 prepping themselves for a quicker one towards B early on here. Just try walking their way in. Cam will spot them out. Dealt with nice and early on.
Big flight.
And rotation coming in for the defense. But with only Classics, kind of temper your expectations, even with a big rotation across to the site in time here. And actually, Z11 are not interested.
Really just fading out, aren't they?
Yeah. Drop the Cypher up. He's just going to post up with the Marshal on over here, the rest of Z11. Move it together as a pack, clearing out all of the angles. They got plenty of time to do so. It's just Poom. Solo towards A. He does have a Sheriff in hand. Maybe looking to catch any lurks over towards top middle. He's quite happy to give the A site for now.
Take this. Gotta go.
Shot.
Shortcut.
Connecting, bringing the advantage back the way of NKT to start the round off nicely. I mean, they get the site for free here. But, again, NKT, they actually might be ready to rumble. The rotation already starting to peel all the way in. But look at the reposition, Pilski. Z11 looking to get up all the way into elbow. And this is going to be a very, very awkward fight. Kelsey lining them up. Gets 3 for absolute nothing. Make it 4. Come on, give us the ace, mate. He wants it. He's running for it. Marshall out. And he's actually going to go try and die to the opposing. And instead, it will be Fontas to hold. So there we go, Z11. A nice looking second round. And they've set themselves up pretty handsomely for the bonus.
Yeah. Bunch of anti-eco kills going to the Cypher. Honestly, that's not too bad of a thing. NKT feeding the Cypher here, like you're basically just giving him a neural theft. Usually doesn't have too much of an impact or can help you read the mid-round rotations. Soto is hungry today. He absolutely ate that shock dart. Unbelievable. Quick shocky to clear the front side of B. May catch that trip. Z11 works this B main control. Nice little trip combo with the fast start. This is going to be a B rush.
They're in there already, aren't they? HYK forcing back. Alert getting out of there. This is an awkward looking round already for NKT. The paranoia, they're going to fight Boba. Alert does deny, but so does Boom, so it's looking awkward here. Hardora taken down. It's all falling apart. Lenny does get 2, but they leave it onto Kelsey. Inside the dark cover, he connects with 1. Judge looking good, but now he has to reposition. It's awkward. Alert firing the warning shot, but where are these other steps of the feet? It's Hardora. It's Darth, rather, coming in through the market.
Enemy remaining.
And running out of bullets. There's 1 shot. He's only got 1 left. No way! Kelsey, the clutch minister, gets it done with the judge. The gavel will bang. And you're going straight to jail.
What the hell was that? Did Darth have full armor?
I think so.
just
We're going to have to
one-pump
see
him? I can't
One.
see how much armor he had. I need to know, man. That is dirty that the judge
It was a
could do that
headshot.
at that range.
Anyway.
I don't care, bro. You shouldn't be able to one-pump someone like that in a bloody Fortnite. We're not
Man, he's
cranking
default
90s
dancing
on this,
right
kids.
now, yeah. well.
11.
I don't know about that, Darth, yeah.
I know exactly where you are.
Is this where we're going? Rounds is peaking the 1v1. Zerib looking to try and connect with a shot, but he's got a neon sliding in his face. So Cool Soda will hit 1 shot, but he can't quite connect on the second. And look, that round, I didn't really have much to say. So I'm going to just hand it straight back over to you, mate. Scoreline's 8-8.
Starting to get some ults rolling here. Hunter's Fury's ready for Lenny. He's putting on a clinic right now. 17-13 on the Sova. Darf's also doing some dastardly work on the defense on the Omen right now. Getting pretty close to the KO ult could really help them with one of these floods. Same could be said for HYK. Overdrive could really help for a set round. Does seem like both teams' big emphasis on mid this round.
Straight through mid.
Quick B split. Through top
Nowhere
mid.
to run!
Last lane down. Looking to split in towards the link and get straight in towards their Z11 spotted. The Hunter Fury does connect. And alert! Where's he looking? Completely the other way.
What?
Shot in the back of the head, absolutely. But So Cool Soda, he's looking good with 2 to deny. And So Cool Soda almost makes it work. And now it's going to have to be onto HYK to try and clutch it out. But it's enough. The big man, he has a sip of that spicy water. And NKT find 9.
What the hell, man? Love that play from Z11, though. They've had some really cute set plays. So have NKT. Both of these teams have got a crazy playbook.
I'm having fun.
Z11, I mean, I felt like I was watching something from Gen G, like sending the Neon straight up through top mid for the B split. An absolute classic on this map. Lenny's had some crazy darts. He's got all kinds of shock lineups and darts that fly across the map so he can hunt his Fury, snipe someone from kilometers away.
Down, down.
Alright, quick drone. And fast lane. Z11 taking some pace, dropping the Neon off, up into elbow, pushes Scarf off the line. He'll be forced to respect that. Poom scanning a couple of players with the KO knife does secure the road, but Z11 are anything but committed.
Looking in, looking forward. They get the info, but is it sort of out of character? Because already that's allowing Alert to slot into main. Exactly. Are they going to cross over him? Are they going to clear him? It doesn't look like they are so far. Surely someone checks the corner. No one checks the corner. But there's 2 and done. Hardora is able to at least hold on to it. Now the Nightfall goes through. That means Hardora is going to decay, and it's going to be a very, very quick retake here. Zerib finds another, and it's looking good here. Lenny has to try and clutch. The Haunt will give his information, and now he fires off a couple of warning shots. The Seas also will catch, but now as they make their way through, it's going to be Poom, and it's one love, baby. 10 rounds for NKT.
That's ridiculous. That positioning there for Alert in the mid round is exactly what you want to be seeing. Just such a cheeky little play. Taking a little bit of space away from the attackers as there's so much pressure on the other side of the map. This is what I was talking about. You know, you don't need to just sit passively on the site. You need to know when to take space and when to make a couple of bloody plays there. HYK had his head on a swivel, but not enough, unfortunately. And then Lenny gets scanned by the Haunt and util dumped. Timeout for Z11. They've had nothing but ideas on this attacking side, but they just haven't, unfortunately, been able to convert them into rounds. NKT have been insane on some of these retake scenarios.
Oh, man. What a predicament. Such a stressful position to find yourself in here. What do you even say to the guys to try and, you know, get some pep back in their step? An unreal comeback on the previous map we've just witnessed of Haven. Teams trading map picks as is tradition. And look at the fire. He's stressed.
Yeah, I mean, he's been stressed all night. He was stressed when they won Haven. He had his head in his hands when they won Haven. He was ready to wrap it up, honestly. But they have done nothing but persevere. Z11. Fontus, this is the most up and down performance I've seen on the street. He put on a clinic on Haven. But in the decider map here, he has started to go missing a little bit more.
Your opponents.
Looks like another bit of a look in towards A. Pacing denied by the KO knife though from Poom. Nice and early on here. We'll push the attackers away for now. We'll establish Darth on this info line towards Zelba. They creep up together in tandem and clear out all of A. That's great info for the defense. And as a result, you're starting to see the rotation shift, but that's unlucky. Straight through the top mid smoke. Didn't even deserve for wrecked. So Cool Soda loses his life.
Can't believe they've done my boy like that. Now Darth, is he going to be in for a rude awakening? Yes, he absolutely is. The tracking. This ain't Overwatch, my friend. Now looking back in the corner, Boom has to sit and hope that he can get more than one. He will! It's 3! Boom! The king to deny as he looks to be the Slayer once more. The underarm flash, the third shot doesn't connect. But Hardora, he's doing one better. The regen shield will keep him a little bit healthier as he's going to be TPing over towards that other site. But the utility, it's set. Pilski alert. He may be able to fashion something here.
Spike planted.
Killsy, though, he has been here for ages. He has got squatters' rights inside of this site. Smoke will keep alert in towards spawn side, and this is an off angle and a half for Killsy. If you hit this shot as alert, you've got to be checking his PC at this point.
I think he's even waiting for that dark cover to fade as well. He's going to buy the higher time. And yep, exactly right. Killsy will deny, and despite Boom One Love almost pulling off something phenomenal, not connecting onto that fourth kill means that Z11 can bring it forward, and one round separates these two teams.
These players are just so good at multi-fragging, man. These SEA players are so sharp mechanically. Every single player just has that pop-off potential to put on a bloody clip and a half. Beautiful little multi-frag there from Poom. 10 and 9 now. Showstopper and the KO all ready to go here for the defense. This is really going to help them on some of these retakes. Killsy clearing up middle. Cage over there onto market. A-space being respected here. Lenny once again, he just loves working the map. Dropping the shock darts, trying to deal with some of these trips. It is just a save around these 3 rifles from NKT, though. They are not fully invested into this round. They're going to go fishing, see if the rifles can get some damage done, and look, if things go well, maybe that's where they drop the ults and try to win the round from there.
Go, go, go! You're good. Shock it! I'm out of here.
Bit of A pressure, a little bit of a tickle, and then a smoke off to complete this beast split.
Oh man, so cool. He's managed to just slip the net there, but he only gets one. Now it's looking really awkward to Z11. It's a tuck cubby for Killsy, but he drops through One Love. Now he can be resurrected. The damage has been done, and Hardora, last man standing, has all the work to do. 21 points of HP in a dream. The regen shield does come up, and he gets one straight through that dark cover. 30 seconds. Don't think there's really much of an opportunity. He's got the single dark cover to pop. No ultimate, just the one shrouded step and all of his hopes and dreams. And 20 seconds. I mean, look, he slipped the net in towards this position.
Wait.
If he finds the one, surely not. Oh. Yeah. There wasn't enough time, right?
It for a second. I honestly thought it was going to work for a second. Love the reposition. But not quite enough, and even just with the 3 rifles there for NKT and the ults invested, it's more than enough to win them that round. Nice blood with the raise. You can see Z-Rip was ready to just rotate wherever he needed with that raise ult. It's such a strong play. Oh, you do have it on hand.
So lucky there from Darth, man.
Z-Rip has got that judge over on elbow, bro. I'm looking at that. Z11 get caught by the knife. They're in for a world of hurt here, Mitch.
They're absolutely ready. They haven't overlooked it yet. Holding on to the corner. Are they going to start swinging? They're getting their utility out. They're moving in. There's one looking for a second, but Killsy will deny. It's still a 3-on-3 though. I remind you, Pilski, Poom, One Love in position will deny Lenny. And now the 2 members stuck in the cubby. They're going to have to do some big work. It's Fontas and Killsy. They were pivotal pieces of the puzzle in the previous map of Haven, but now look, creeping around the cyber cage. Poom, One Love finds it. He's on for 4, and that's Fontas. Can clutch. He's behind. He's looking for it. Jumping up and down. Looking to get that spike planted. Pressure's on. So Cool Soda needs to keep his cool, hold his nerve, and try to clutch this out. Fontas, he's got ants in his pants, he's jittery, he's looking left, he's looking right, and it's So Cool Soda to find it. No clutch for Fontas. Instead, it's map point and series point for NKT.
Should have been a clean 2-0 yonks ago for NKT. They've had to earn it the hard way. They get it across the line here on Sunset. What have Z11 got here? They did get that plant down. I thought things were going to go wrong when they ran into the judge here on elbow
One
side,
enemy
but
remaining.
honestly, pretty decent attempt on the trade.
One enemy
Fonto
remaining.
should never have even been put in this position, but he almost wins it. What's the buy looking like in round 22 here? Look, honestly, not bad. Judge could get some work done here. A lot of light armors. Couple of Phantoms in the mix for NKT, though, could get some easy headshots, and it is going to be a faster beat split straight off the bat.
This way.
Z11.
I'm out of here.
If they're going to give it up, they're going to give it up this way fast and looking for it. Alert gets one, but he's traded. So cool in the cubby. He's been absolutely killing it these last few rounds, and he finds 2 on the fade. It's all left onto Kilsey and Fontos. Again, we talked about them previously. Fontos almost clutched it out, and he's going to have to try and do it again. He's inside main. He gets one, but he's
Defenders.
traded, and that's done. NKT, they are up and about.